real estate shop since 2012. Get the advice you need from your local real estate pros. Here are your hosts, Jim DePola and Johnny C. live on Real Radio.
Good Saturday morning. Welcome to another edition. It's Florida Talk Real Estate. We got you for the next 2 hours of infotainment. And thanks for being there. We're at the old terrestrial radio, the old tune in there. 92.1, 101.7. That's awesome. Thanks for doing that. Maybe you're using the free download, the iHeartRadio app. We're worldwide at that point. It's pretty big time, actually. And thank you very much if you're joining us via the app today. Of course, there's a lot of work done in the studio in the morning to set up some cameras, some lights, so you can live stream and join us on Florida Talk Real Estate on Facebook. Live stream is happening. If you're there, thank you. Of course, on YouTube as well. Florida Talk Real Estate, LLC, home of a ton of informational chunk videos on our live stream. If you're there, thanks. If you're not, you can always join at any time. Of course, you can join in any of those platforms at any time. Switch between them. See which one you like the best. That's what I like to do. Thank you for being with us. You're always welcome to join us. Toll free at 877-927-6969. Questions, comments, concerns on the world of real estate? Want to be involved in the conversation at hand? Don't be shy. Dial in. First voice you'll hear, the melodious tones of our producer extraordinaire. This is my brother from another mother, Jimothy. What's up?
Hello, and good morning, gentlemen. Happy Saturday. Happy to be here with you.
Good to see you as always, my dude.
Good to see you as well.
Yeah, that's me, Johnny C., your buddy, your pal. And the very important people is the lineup we're looking for right now. How about we start with Mike Rao, the mortgage guy from the mortgage firm. Good to see you, Mike. How you been, dude? Oh, cough button at the gate.
Cough button. Sweet.
That's what I'm talking about.
I haven't talked that much this morning.
Oh, it's been a slow introduction to the vocal cords.
Yeah, and now I just
There they are.
come right out. Here we go. So hello.
Hi.
Good morning.
Good to see you, dude.
You too, bro.
And welcome in as always. And of course, our fearless leader sits over here. You can see him on camera. That's Jimmy D. Jim DePola runs the top producing Keller Williams team, the Florida Home Pros team, Keller Williams Innovations. I've told you that for 14 plus years now. Jimmy D, how you be? What's up, Jim DePola?
Hey, I'm doing good. Happy South Florida, everybody. Welcome back, Mike. It's been a few weeks. How many weeks has it been?
Just one.
Oh, it's only one. You know who I'm missing? I'm thinking of Ross. Ross is week number 3 now.
Yeah, I feel like
Yeah, this
I
is the
haven't
third
seen
week.
Ross in forever.
Yeah, hopefully he'll be back next week, we hope. And I'm glad to have you back, Mike. I'm really happy about that. Hey, Jimmy, I don't think Mike listened to the show last week, so show him the new. What do you call those?
Well, will he be calling in?
Yeah, but let's do it now anyway.
Oh, okay. Well, we've often talked about Chris and his contribution to the show has been called what? He is the.
What do I refer to him? I refer to him as
I got
the
it.
pivotal cog of
Yeah,
the
the
Florida
cog.
Home
Pivotal
Pros team.
cog.
Yeah.
Cog
Pivotal
Or the
cog.
cog piece.
The pivotal
Yeah.
cog.
There you go.
Was it the cog or just cog?
Go ahead, one more time.
Oh, pivotal cog. Nice. Okay.
That's right.
Wow.
I was saying Jimmy was very bored last week.
I mean, he's only been on the show for how long?
I know, right? He's already got
He's already
something.
got a pivotal cog.
You
Good,
jealous? I don't have anything. That's pretty good. Hey, we have we're going to make a little announcement today. Most of the crew doesn't even know this. Only me and Chris know. We're going to do a raffle.
So that means nobody here knows.
Yeah, basically, right. We're going to be doing.
I got insight.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
We're going to be doing a raffle and also a chance to win a Florida Talk Real Estate like Yeti mug. So we're going to be talking about that a little bit.
Cool.
We have a lot to
It's a
talk.
Yeti?
It actually isn't a Yeti, but it's a Yeti-like.
Oh, don't say
Okay,
Yeti.
yeah.
Don't say Yeti.
It's a not Yeti.
It's not quite Yeti.
Not quite Yeti.
Not quite Yeti. Yeah. I don't know. It might even be a Yeti. I don't know. But Chris is actually handling the details on it.
Nice.
We just came up.
People
with
hear
the
Yeti
idea.
and they're all, ooh.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, I'm a big Yeti guy. That one. Oh no, this is a Tervis.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah,
nice.
same
Tervis is
kind of
nice
thing,
too.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
very
so,
nice. Love it all.
Yeah, it's just the same.
It's called a thermos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It keeps stuff hot and cold. And
That's right.
It's a miracle.
Yeah, thermos is like,
It's
boy,
a
wish
miracle.
we could have got some love.
Yeah, exactly. Thermos is like they're sitting
We're
around.
the
like,
OG.
What about us?
Yeah.
we
How much
sit
do you
around-
charge for that? Wow.
I know
We
exactly.
missed the boat.
We also are going to talk about So we're going to talk about this chance to win a cup and a chance to win a $100 gift card. We'll talk about that in a little bit.
Ooh, nice.
Also, we're going to talk about today. It's kind of interesting. We're going to talk about why so many houses on the MLS in South Florida don't sell. And I've been walking around saying a statistic about that. 25% of the homes that go on the MLS do not sell. Boy, was I wrong. Statistics much different than what I thought.
Huh.
And I was like, wow, that's amazing.
Is there like a historical number and then a current number?
I don't have the historical number, Mike. It's a good thing, but I can tell you that I just went to the top 10%. Keller Williams, was it yesterday? Oh my God, such a blur. I don't know if it was yesterday or Thursday. Thursday, I guess I went Thursday.
Yep.
So it was the top 10% Keller Williams agents in the region. Went down to this meeting. Brett Caldwell ran it.
Nice.
Brett was here just recently. He's the broker of our group and the owner of a bunch of Keller Williams offices. Is in charge of something like 3,000 agents in the United States. So the guy knows what's going on across the country. Anyway, he came up with, he's a stats monster. That's one of the things I love about Brett. He's like even wonkier than I am when it comes to the stats. So, but he has enough money where he hires people. He has a whole team of people just doing stats for him all the time. And
That's awesome.
And yeah, isn't that cool? And then he turns them into charts and all this stuff. I mean, the guy's pretty amazing.
He's got a team of computers, like in the original sense,
yeah,
right? Like,
did I say computers? I thought I said,
but that's what they used to call them, people who would compute the numbers.
Yeah, they used to call them computers, right?
Yeah.
So we are going to talk about why so many houses in South Florida don't sell and how to avoid that happening to you. We're also going to talk about the Florida property tax rewrite. We were going to talk about it last week. We got crazy, but we are going to talk about it this week. Not that much, but we are going to get into it. There's two things that are going on with that. There has been a judicial ruling that the amendment as it's being written has to be changed.
And I applaud the ruling. If you read the details, they need specifics in that amendment. It can't be like it's too propaganda based. They're
It's
like,
so propaganda based.
Yeah, this is do it again.
Do it over. And then just a little taste of what could happen here in Florida. Missouri just had a vote that was very interesting about whether or not they were going to end their state income tax. And the results were very, to me, not so surprising. But me and Johnny, when we talked about this several weeks ago about whether the Floridians are going to pass the Florida property tax elimination amendment that's coming out, I'm thinking that they're not going to do it. Johnny was thinking that they are. So far, Johnny's been right because the state legislature did pass it through to get it to the amendment stage for the vote, for the 60% vote.
Well, but if the verbiage doesn't get approved, it ain't making
right.
it.
The whole thing will die.
We will not be voting on it in November.
I'm assuming that.
That's one of the easiest ways to kill a ballot measure is to have the verbiage of your amendment not clear muster, and it's gone.
Yeah, and there's a good chance that that's going to happen. But I'm making the assumption that we're going to get through those hoops and we'll get a chance to vote. And if that happens, I think that we're going to vote no, not vote yes. I think the collective people I'm talking about.
So I'll tell you, if they're looking for an easy out where you don't get to point the finger at anybody and be like, it's you, why we don't get to, this is it.
Yeah,
this you can be like, oh, we tried.
Hey, we tried, didn't work.
We tried.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which is kind of what the Missouri governor just said about.
Yeah, I think this is. I do feel like this is more bluster than anything, and I think there's a chance that we could go down where we're not voting in November. I really think it's a legit shot to be like, oh, we really tried, y'all. We really did. We want this.
We gave it a shot,
but we just can't. Hey.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I don't know if it's a real want. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I totally get it.
For the state.
Yeah, you mean the legislators want? Yeah,
right.
Yeah, exactly. They're getting so much grief now. I'm sure they're getting a lot of grief now.
Big lobbies are coming out, kind of saying, wait a second. Like what you would consider the loud voices in the room, right? Like your police, your fire, your
right. Yeah. The ones that have also had so much clout,
Yeah.
For a long time.
Yeah.
But they lost it for some reason within certain parties.
We're also going to get into jobs report. It came out. It was pretty junky overall. Can't believe that. I'm sorry, you didn't think so?
No. I said shocking.
Oh, yeah. The thing that I found was the spin on it was hilarious. The spin from the people in charge. It was just pretty crazy to me. It's like how they can, and they're just politicians. It doesn't matter if you're red or blue. Whoever's in office, if they had these stats, whoever is in office would be saying the same thing.
Time to spin.
Yeah,
to
it's,
make
it's
lemonade.
total spin time. Yeah, but it was still funny. They're the ones that are stuck with it. They got the hot potato, and what their response was to this was pretty.
I like the way Mike says it.
Interesting.
Time to make lemonade.
Yeah,
What are we gonna do with all these
Yeah.
lemons?
Yeah.
I love lemonade, don't you?
And,
yes, I do.
Yeah,
Yeah, put a little Tito's in there.
exactly.
Everybody, we'll forget all about it soon.
And we're gonna tie in the jobs report to the mortgage rates because there is a kind of little trend going on over there. Oh, it's not the end of the world. Also, we are going to get into, and thank you to Dave. A shout out to Dave. He's a big fan of the show. Dave M. I don't like saying last names on the show. Big time radio, real radio listener. Really nice fan of our show. Doesn't even live in this area anymore. Still listens all the time and everything.
Nice. That is a big fan.
Yeah, really big fan. And he'll just send me emails with articles that he thinks interesting or something that we should talk about. Always appreciate that when the listeners give me that kind of stuff because might learn something. And this was something good that Dave sent out. So thank you so much.
Super cool.
It's about the home hardening program and how to save money on that. It was very interesting to me because I didn't even know about some of the home hardening program stats about how to use it.
In Florida specifically, right? Yeah.
Florida only, yeah. And I'm going to end up needing it because I've got now 4 non-impact. I don't have a lot of windows in the new place I bought. It's mostly French doors, but none of them are impact. So I'm going to have to do something with those somewhere. But this program would actually help me.
Swap them out.
Yeah, getting them out and saving some money. So we're going to
They
talk
make
about this.
impact French doors, don't they?
I'm sorry?
I think they make impact French doors.
Oh, yeah, of course
Yeah.
they do. Yeah,
Yeah.
yep.
Are they French doors or just sliders?
No, French doors.
Let's see a French doors.
Yeah, they're 4 French
That's
doors.
nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Oh, okay.
fancy.
Well, I
Yeah.
think I'd rather have.
Continental.
You want the
I don't
sliders?
know. I don't know. I think some of them should have been sliders. In my
Yeah,
opinion.
maybe you swap them out. I
Yeah.
think the sliders are considerably more expensive, but
I think they are too.
Yeah.
I can't believe how much these doors are more than twice for impact versus regular.
So I remember in my head like what the shock of like, oh, how much is that window? How much is that door? When we did it, and this is 10 years
10
ago.
years ago. Yeah, it is pretty.
It's
It
like
is
a new
pretty
Christmas,
shocking.
song.
Yeah,
right?
it is
How
pretty
much
shocking.
is that window?
In the window.
So
That's
what's
a
the
good one.
advantage to the slider versus the French door? You can't have a screen on a French door, right? There's no screen door
No.
action. So it's
Yeah.
either open or closed, where the slider could potentially be left open. Although who does that? I don't know.
Well, don't they make those like drop down screens, right? Where you can like
It would be,
Yeah.
aftermarket.
I'm actually going to look
solution.
at that. I'm going to look at hurricane screening just to see because it's so inexpensive compared. I think so inexpensive compared to ripping out
Or you get the old school, the
the panels.
panels.
I don't want to do the panels. I got a townhome. I don't want to start going up on the ladder and dealing with the panels. I've
No.
done that.
No,
Yeah,
you want to
I've
do
done
the
that.
windows.
Yeah, I'm done.
You wanna do the windows.
I'm at that age. Hey, when I was younger, I'm not even good on ladders anyway. I have a fear of heights.
I don't want you going up windows.
Yeah,
That's
the
not
ladders. I got to go up on the roof next weekend
good. Oh no.
to clear out gutters and everything. And I'm already getting a little, and it's only one story. It's like such a little height. And I'm like, oh, I got to get the ladder out and do all that stuff. It's
Yeah,
been a while.
let's be careful.
Yeah, you should probably hire somebody
What, to clean out the gutters?
Yeah,
to
you could-
get on the ladder. It's like the ladder. If they were at the ground level,
Yeah.
I would say, Jim, go for it, no problem. Right? But the fact that you have to
It's the ladder
get up
part.
on the ladder.
Right, it's the ladder.
Yeah,
part.
we'll see.
You want to take a phone call real quick?
Yes, please.
Let's do it. Out the
Yes.
gates, who do we got there on hold at 877-927-6969?
It just happens to be our.
Well,
Oh, wow.
there's Chris Peterson.
Now the show can start.
Good morning.
It's official.
everybody.
It's official. What's up, dude?
How's everyone doing today?
Well, Mike is a little jealous. He's complaining that you don't have enough experience on the show, Chris, to get what do you call those?
Like a
What do you-
stinger?
A stinger, you call them? Stingers?
Was that what you call it?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay, I never
an
heard of that.
appropriate word for
You're
it.
not allowed to have a stinger according to Mike, but you're doing it. So too late now.
Well, I knew that. Yeah, it's too late. I knew this was going to cause a tussle with you, Mike. So apologies. It wasn't my doing. I blame Jimothy on
Totally.
it.
Yeah, I think that's a good place to go with the blame.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Chris, thank you. That check did cash. Thanks.
Oh,
Perfect. All right.
jeez.
So what's up, dude?
Chris?
Okay,
okay, cool.
yeah. Can you guys hear me? Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
we
I'm
got you.
sorry.
Yeah. Okay. No. So sorry I can't be there in the studio today. One of our, my wife, Lisa, one of her kids turned 21. So we're actually down in the Keys this weekend having a birthday party celebration.
Wow, you don't sound terribly hungover at this point. Taking it easy on the kid.
Well, not today. Probably tomorrow.
Okay, all right.
Today we'll be out on the boat all day, hitting some sandbars, having a good time.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Oh, good stuff.
Excellent. I don't know if is 21 what it once was. Like, Mike, when you turned 21, there was a mission, right? Was
Pretty
there
much.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Jimothy, was there kind of
Sure.
Yeah,
Absolutely. It was a milestone.
I don't know that it's quite that. I don't think it's close to that actually
Well,
anymore.
I didn't. I've had 2 so far. No, 3. Sorry, 3.
Wow.
3 go 21.
Gosh,
And
I've seen 2 of your kids go to
yeah,
21
yeah,
already.
yeah. It's so 2
That's
of them.
insane.
We went out to dinner, and you had to drink with your parents thing. I don't remember doing that when I turned 21.
No.
I wasn't interested in going to dinner with my parents.
No, it's which bars are we going
Yeah,
to?
but I've done that with 2 of the 3.
Huh, so it's
So-
tamed a lot.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
one was just recently, Chris. So we're kind of on similar timelines.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "What are you doing
Yeah.
after?" He's like, "I don't know. I'm gonna go play basketball with my friends or something." I'm
Yeah,
like,
it's tamed a lot.
Okay, yeah.
Are you anticipating like binge drinking, Chris, or is this probably more a tamed situation?
It'll be a little more tame. I don't anticipate it'll be a crazy weekend, but we'll see what we can do.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be awesome.
But I totally agree with that too. Things are different because even my 2 kids are not quite at that age of 21 yet. But neither of them, I remember when I turned 15, I went and got my driver's permit immediately, and then the day I turned 16, I was taking my driver's test, as fast as I could. But both of my kids my daughter is 18 and my son is 16 now. And he's had no interest in getting his license and driving. And I'm just like scratching my head and like, this doesn't make sense.
Right. Like
And
I
then
was,
my
I was,
daughter,
I was
she-
looking for a way to steal
Yeah.
my mom's car at like 14.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I took the
Exactly.
day off of school so I could take my learner's permit at 15. Right?
Yeah, it's everything.
did,
dude.
right.
If you fail, you're crushed. devastated.
Exactly.
Life
The-
is over.
I'll maintain this. I think I saw a similar thing with my kids, although I kind of was interested in teaching them to drive, so that kind of was like, hey, you got to do this because I want to teach you how to drive, so you need a permit so we can do this. But I'll maintain this, even if they're not motivated about going like getting out there and wanting the car, and once they get it, they realize they're like, oh,
yeah.
geez,
Look at this.
Wait a second,
Yeah.
what? Why didn't I want to do this
I
earlier?
would
What is
miss it out.
happening here? It's like, yes, go free now. Go. You don't have to ask me. Just let me know where you're going to be, right? Like that.
Right.
That thing.
Well,
Yeah.
I remember with your son, we used to, before he was of age, I used to go in a parking lot and let him drive around the
Yeah.
car, right? And just
Yeah.
have fun with it. And so I thought as soon as he came of age, boom, he would do it. And then when he became of age, he didn't get his license
No, they
right
did.
away,
Yeah,
did he?
Yeah, no, they got their
Oh,
permits.
I thought they were
Yeah.
like really slow. And I'm like, what the heck, man?
Yeah, the other thing that might be slightly different is like nowadays you need about 3 months lead time to make an appointment with the.
Oh, wow.
So you're thinking
No,
like,
that-
hey, you're turning,
is-
15 tomorrow. Let's go get your permit. It's like, no, I looked into it. It's going to be like 3 months before you can go.
Yeah,
get it.
playing a little
Yeah.
bit.
Right.
Oh, for sure. My daughter, so she just formally got her driver's license this week, and she's, well past 18. But she had, there were some issues with just getting her, her birth certificate and stuff like that. Apparently it needed to be a different version from the one that we had. And so she had to wait literally 3 months between 2 different appointments
Yeah.
to get all of this accomplished. It was a total mess.
That would drive me crazy.
Yeah, it is
Oh,
kind of
God.
messy.
Well, did she register to vote at the same time, Chris?
I believe she did, yes.
Okay.
Good.
So,
They encourage
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Well, and you
Yeah,
should while you can,
100%.
because one of these days we'll probably have to bring in a passport to get it done.
Yeah, could go that direction.
It might just.
Yeah.
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 The sooner the better, I guess.
Which
under
I
that.
hear you need to do months out for your passport anyway now. I have to re-up for my passport again.
So here's where
I
it
haven't
probably
dealt with it.
here's where it'll probably get shot down though, because everything gets escalated through courts. That one right there, I don't know if would be a maintained reality. It might become a reality for a moment, and then the Supreme Court will be like, nope, the government can't make you buy something like that to
Yeah.
vote.
Yeah.
No, it can't do that.
Yeah.
That's certainly been one of the big challenges to
Right.
getting something like that. It's like, well, wait a second, you have to pay for it.
Just to vote? No.
Hey, Chris. Wanted you, if you could, we're going to start off with you with the shout outs. And then after that, we're going to talk about this this kind of contest that we have going up for next week.
Ooh.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, cool.
So I think, yeah. So I guess number one shout out, we have my client Tracy. She has a 5-bedroom home in Wellington, and she's all of her kids she's an empty nester now, and she decided to put her house on the market for the rental season for the equestrians. And so we put that on the market about 2 weeks ago, and we're just finalizing all of the contracts on that. And so she's doing a seasonal rental on her house. So we're just finalizing all of that. She's super excited about all of that. She's gonna, go probably live on the beach for a few months while her house is being rented. So shout out to Tracy.
That's awesome. So let me ask you a few questions about that before we get into another shout out. Is a lot of people that live in the Wellington area, they try to, if they have the right type of property, they try to do seasonal rentals for the polo and equestrian stuff. They can get, how much difference do you think, Mike, how much difference do you think, Chris, between what they could normally get for annual rate versus the seasonal rate, roughly? Like 2 times more, 3 times more? How much more do you get per month seasonally versus annually?
Sorry, are you asking me that?
Yeah, I'm asking you that.
Oh, sorry.
I'm talking to you.
Mike, my apologies. So yes, it largely depends on where the property is. In this instance here, she's getting well over 2 times what the typical rent would be for that area, because her property is very strategically located to the where all the polo fields are, as well as the main Wellington Equestrian Club. So it's about a 3-minute drive from her house to those 2 locations, and so because of that, you actually get a significantly larger rental amount. So so it was a little about 2.5 times more than a typical rent.
So you get 2.5 times more. So a lot of people, if they live in that general area, they're like, oh, I'll rent my house out during polo season. I'll make so much money. But here's the little secret that people don't get about that, is that there are a lot of people that put their houses up for polo season, but only a certain select amount actually get under contract for polo season. So a lot of the people are asking for 2, 2.5, 3 times more than their annual rent rate would be. And then they wait for 3-4 months hoping to get that polo person, and the polo person doesn't come, and then they sat there and carried that house for 3 or 4 months and didn't get anything for it at all. So one of the things I was really...
Oh, go ahead, sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, what I was going to say, you're absolutely correct, and I think one of the challenges too with the seasonal rentals is the season technically is about 5 months long. It's primarily like November through March timeframe primarily, but not everybody wants to rent a property for 5 or 6 months, right? And so with, fortunately for Tracy, she was, willing, she wanted just a minimum of the 3 months from basically January through March. And so we were able to find a client pretty quickly that's exactly what their needs were as well. So it worked out well.
So what Chris did to make it a good situation for Tracy
excuse me, I just drank something, went down the wrong throat. He analyzed the property or where it was located and whether it would be desirable or not for the polo people, because just because you live in Royal Palm Beach or Wellington doesn't mean it's a good equestrian property necessarily.
Sure.
Then he priced it correctly in order to get his property sold over other people's rental potentials, right? Rental properties that are available out there. So it isn't just that doing this is not easy. It's not an easy, oh, just throw it on the market, it's going to happen. You have to actually have some knowledge and do this the right way, or you're going to be one of the people just sitting there and not getting your property rented and missing the market completely, literally missing the market.
25%?
Yeah, exactly.
That was the teaser
exactly.
earlier.
Are
Yeah.
there some
exactly.
special like polo-centric sites that that they're using, or are you just doing like your regular MLS rental listings?
No. So this instance here, I put it on the regular MLS. No difference there. There are different Facebook groups and things like that you can push ads to attract that particular group. The agent on the other side of this transaction just happens to be there's a Sotheby's office in Wellington, which is an equestrian international office, and so they have that clientele right there, and so she had clients immediately looking for something like this. So it just worked out really well.
Good
Very
stuff.
good.
Very, very cool. Great job, Chris. And I think you have another shout out too, don't you?
Yeah, I do. So one of my investor clients, we closed on a property last week. We talked about that a little bit on last week's show. But that same client is also has a townhome in Wellington as well, and her kids are also empty nesters, or she's an empty nester herself, and so she's going to be living in her beach condo, and decided to rent out her townhome in Wellington. So we're putting that on the market there. This one is a relatively new community. It's a very nice 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom townhome. It's about 2,000 square feet. 1-car garage, nice community, and this one here is it's right on the corner, right near the corner of 441 and Southern, and so we're going to try to attract an equestrian clientele for this. This is a different. There's kind of two camps of equestrian clients out there. There's the actual owners and guests of owners that affiliated with the horses. And then there's all of the support staff and service staff for the horses. So, what most people don't realize is one horse will have, several different people that are basically caretakers for that particular horse. And so those caretakers travel all over the world with these owners just caring for the horses. So there are, in this neighborhood in Wellington, you see every season that there's some different equestrian workers that come in and out of that property for about a 5-month period of time, and so the owners of the horses put their staff up in homes in this area. So that's that property is we just finalized the contract, and it'll go live on the MLS probably on Monday.
Awesome, Chris. Awesome. I want to kind of take the break at 9:30 or very close to it, so we only got like 2 minutes, Chris. I'm gonna on the flip side, we're gonna talk a little bit more about the whole giveaway, gift.
Yeah,
raffle-way.
Yeah,
Is
the
that
raffle-way.
what you say, the raffle-way?
I think you just say the raffle.
Yes, the raffle. Wanted to talk about that really quick because Chris is the one that's kind of making it happen. I kind of came up with the idea, but Chris is doing it. So he ran out right away and is making the logos and everything for the mugs. I don't know what to call them. I call them Yeti, but they're not really Yetis, I don't think. But
They call them your tumblers.
Tumblers.
Florida
Okay,
Talk
how about
Real Estate
tumblers?
Tumbler.
Yeah, so Chris is putting it all together now. We'll have them ready to be shipping out next week. So the way that it's going to happen is for this, we're going to, in our weekly newsletter, every Monday we send out a newsletter to everybody that's in our database.
You want to talk about that after the break?
but Chris is going to be leaving, so I want to do it before the break.
No, I can stick around. I can stick around for you guys. It's no problem.
So,
Aren't you on
are you
vacation,
okay with
Chris?
that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Put 'em
Okay,
on
then
hold.
let's go ahead. And take a break. On the
Okay.
flip side, we're going to talk about our raffle and giveaway, and we're going to talk about the contest that we're having, and then we're going to roll right, which is kind of newsy, and then we're going to roll right into all the other stuff that we're going to get to.
All right, excellent. Chris is down in the Keys. Hey, lobster season started 2 days ago. You gonna get some bugs while you're down there?
Yeah, I'm not I have never done the lobster thing, so I'm a novice in all of that. So
Gotcha.
maybe-
Well, it's
maybe
happening
one
all
day I'll
around you,
figure
so
it out.
try to make some friends. You might be able to get some.
Did you
Get
see
some
that?
bugs.
Did you see that one guy that he had the fight? This has happened this week down in I don't know what part. It was South Miami, and there were two
Yeah.
lobster people there, and one guy got mad at the other guy, so they were using that brownie lung thing or the brown lung thing, where it's like a little compressor, and you have the hookah tubes.
Okay.
Okay.
And the one guy didn't like, I guess, that the boat was parked where he wanted to be or something. So he goes over there and he starts shutting off all the compressor to the air to the people that are down underneath the water
Yeah.
for diving for the lobsters. And he got a charge with attempted murder.
And should.
Yeah,
I
and
don't.
he
I don't,
should.
I don't know what's happening to people. These people. It is amazing.
Yeah.
The audacity that people the entitlement that they have these days is beyond comprehension. It truly is. And there's the latest example.
I know.
Is that
Really?
new though? You think people haven't been fighting over territory, lobster,
It's
grounds?
escalated so very much
Is it?
though in the last 6 years. I mean, it's palpable
Oh,
in
yeah.
every way possible. It's
Okay.
just it's
It's
palpable.
pretty crazy.
Yep.
Yep.
All right, 4-minute reset. We get back at it. Lots to get into, including details on a cool raffle coming up. Lots of important details in the world of real estate to get into. We are live on this 8th day of August. The third day of lobster season.
Yeah.
How about that? You're welcome to join us, 877-927-6969. If you're not comfortable on the radio, always remember FloridaTalkRealEstate.com. Your one-stop real estate shop. Access to the entire team. Pros, experts in their field. They even check in when they're on vacation. FloridaTalkRealEstate.com. On Facebook, on YouTube. We're back in 4 minutes. Thanks for being with us. Florida Talk Real Estate right here on Real Radio.
Got something to say? I got something to say. Text us at 47142. Start your message with Real Radio. Standard data and message rates apply, and don't text while driving. Here's what's happening with the weather on Real Radio.
Chief Meteorologist Greg Rule with CBS 12 News. For the remainder of your Saturday morning through the early afternoon, expecting partly cloudy skies, a few inland passing showers and thunderstorms. Temperatures this afternoon hitting the upper 80s and lower to mid-90s. Overnight Saturday and early Sunday morning, expecting mainly clear to partly cloudy and dry conditions.
This report is sponsored by Audible. When you start listening to books on Audible, traffic might seem like less of an annoyance and more of an opportunity for another chapter. Audible, stories that speak to you. New members can start listening with a 30-day free trial at audible.com.
Hey, it's your boy Johnny C here, host of Florida Talk Real Estate. They're tops when it comes to helping people buy and sell houses. But Florida Talk Real Estate is so much more than that. For 5 years, I've watched these guys help thousands of our listeners with any real estate need. They couldn't do it without their sponsors, who are experts in their fields. Check it out. Jim DePola, powered by Keller Williams Realty. Their team specializes in helping people sell their house for top dollar, and buyers get great deals on the purchase of their home. That's what they did for me and my family, and I couldn't be happier that I hired them for my real estate transaction. Mike Rao from the mortgage firm is one of our favorite guests on the show, and he is the mortgage guy. Whether you're looking for a refi or a mortgage to purchase a new home, Mike Rao will get you the answers you need. The mortgage firm is licensed to do loans in Florida, Alabama, Tennessee, and Georgia, and they have local offices that cover all of South Florida. So if you're thinking about a refi or a new mortgage, go to the mortgage guy, Mike Rao, and find out what he can do for you. The Mortgage Firm, Inc., NMLS 189233, Florida license MLD 78, equal housing lender. The law office of Paul A. Krasker has been specializing in real estate law for nearly 25 years and has the professional team you need. Upside down with your house, Paul's team can help you conduct short sales, loan modifications, even if you're behind on payments. They also help you with foreclosure defense and bankruptcy. They can even help you get a student loan modification and repair your credit to get the score you need. Paul's full-service team has helped thousands of our listeners, and they can help you too. Trident Title LLC is the largest privately owned title company in Florida. When you need a title company to complete a refi, home purchase, or sale, Trident Title has got you covered. Not only do they offer competitive pricing, Trident Title has attorneys on staff to make sure if you have bumps in the road declaring title that you can get the job done. Beware, not all title companies in Florida have attorneys on staff. Trident Title does and complies with all the new federal regulations released last year. Ross Camaronets, owner of Brightway Insurance, has been helping our listeners get great rates on homeowners insurance plans. Haven't checked your homeowner's insurance policy in a while? This is a great way to help reduce your monthly mortgage payment. Ross can also help with renters and auto insurance. Ross is only a phone call away and can usually get the answers you need same day.
Call Ross today at 561-425-6228 or drop by his office at 873 Donald Ross Road in Juno Beach.
So now you know why I'm happy to be part of the Florida Talk Real Estate Show, the longest running real estate show in Florida. And all these sponsors are just a phone call or a click away. Just call 888-973-7828. That's 888-973-7828. Or go to floridatalkrealestate.com. That's floridatalkrealestate.com. And don't forget to use the most accurate search engine to find your new home or ask for a free home valuation because floridatalkrealestate.com has you covered. That's floridatalkrealestate.com.
This is Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. This is Florida Talk Real Estate with Jim DePola and Johnny C. Got a question for the show? Call us live at 1-877-927-6969.
You're more than welcome to join us, 877-927-6969. If you'd like to be involved in the conversation at hand, if you have a question, comment, concern in the world of real estate, don't be shy. Of course, always remember floridatalkrealestate.com. Access to the entire team. You can reach out anytime when you're in need. Buying, selling, stuck with a home you don't know what to do, need professional guidance in the world of real estate, you got Pros Pro for you. Johnny C is me. Jimothy's our producer extraordinaire. What's up, my dude?
Hello, hello, and good morning,
Good
gentlemen.
morning. One of the pros is like highly referred to as the mortgage guy from the mortgage firm. Yeah, he's right there. Mike Rao, how are you, my
Nice.
friend?
I am doing good. I like that you put the highly in there.
Yes.
It was just he's referred to as
No.
mortgage guy. No, it's highly.
Highly. I gotta emphasize.
Highly.
Yep.
Well, thank you.
The
Yeah.
mortgage guy.
I'm doing great. Saturday morning. Second Saturday of August, right? You guys were here on the first.
Yes.
Yep.
I missed it. All right. Well, hello.
Hello. Our fearless leader's here. Of course, I've told you for 14 plus years now, he runs a top producing Keller Williams team. It's the Florida Home Pros team. Keller Williams Innovations. Jimmy D, Jim DePola, how you be?
Hey, I'm doing good. Happy South Florida, everybody. And also happy birthday to my mom. My mom's birthday is tomorrow.
Happy
So I'm
birthday.
really
Happy
excited
birthday.
about that. We're going to have dinner with my sister and brother-in-law.
Cool.
Really looking forward to that. So, Mom, love you. Hope
Happy
everything's
birthday,
going well.
Dottie.
Yeah, happy
Yeah.
birthday.
Yep,
That's cool.
Happy birthday.
And we do have a pivotal cog of the Florida Home Pros team. Chris Peterson is on hold to share some details of this raffle we got coming up here. Hey, Chris, thanks for hanging in there, man. How's Keys treating you this morning?
Hey, you know what? I'm doing great, man.
Good.
I'm just sitting here having some coffee, enjoying the breeze right
Nice.
now.
What's your site? What are you looking at right now? Like, I'm looking at Jimothy.
Mm-hmm.
What are you looking at right now?
Doesn't get better than that.
It doesn't.
Uh,
I challenge you.
well, looking at the boats on the list, the canal,
Nice.
and just right around the corner is Vaca Cut from where our family's house is. So
Very
yeah,
nice.
nice location down here in Marathon.
I would say it's tough to be you this morning. Yes,
Sounds pretty rough.
it does, doesn't it?
It's not terrible. I'm not gonna lie.
What's your favorite restaurant in that Marathon area? Is there one like restaurant you guys always go to?
Man,
I know there's so much good
honestly,
food
one of
there.
my favorites. Yeah, there's so many good places, but there's Keys Steak and Lobster is just a pretty classic place to go to. The portions of food that they feed you are absolutely incredible, and it's just delicious. So that's a special event place that we go to.
Awesome.
I've never been to Key Steak and Lobster. Never heard of that one.
Sounds good.
Yeah, sounds good.
Right?
Yep.
Then there's also if you guys know Dave Portnoy, who he rates pizzas all over the country. There's a little pizza joint here called Coast to Coast that he's been to, and he's rated them low to mid eights. I think I can't remember exactly what it was, but it's pretty solid pizza as well. We
You sure about
usually,
that?
get that when
I
we're
would
here.
say, that's pretty.
Mid eights would be like his top scorer.
Yeah, that's a pretty good score
Very,
for
very top score.
mid 8.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was in the mid. It was low to mid eights for sure.
So it definitely had a
it was
good carriage.
really solid.
Good
That's a
undercarriage.
high,
Yeah.
huge
Yeah.
score for him. Yeah.
It was a big rating for sure.
Nice. Hopefully they've
Awesome.
maintained. There are a few places I've gone, and one of them I was like, "Oh man, that's awesome! We used to love their pizza," and they got super busy. Most of these places get really busy after, and it just
The quality
tails
goes
off.
down.
Yeah,
for sure.
just
for sure.
tails off.
Well, it's like oh geez, what's the word? A novelty, right? So some people hear about it, you go visit, and then maybe they ramp up production.
Yeah,
and
they
then-
get too busy.
Yeah.
Yep, and they can't maintain the quality.
Well, let's slide into the idea of this raffle, and then we're going to get
love
into
it.
some newsy stuff. So last week we talked about this survey that Wells Fargo did. They interviewed 2012 people that said that they were interested in becoming first-time home buyers, all different ages, right? It didn't matter whether they were 18 or 65, if they were interested in buying their first home. So they found these 2012 people, and they took this 12-question survey, and we were making fun of it last week that a lot of the home buyers that said that they were knowledgeable. I think one of the stats was 70% of the people said that they felt extremely knowledgeable about the home buying process,
Right.
but 76% of the people couldn't even get 8 of the 12 questions right, which would be a passing score.
Right.
So 76% failed, but 70% of those people said we thought that we're
Felt
super knowledgeable.
Yeah.
So I never saw the survey. So for some reason I got a wild hair this week. I'm like, I want to take that survey, just see what would happen if I
See
took
how-
the 12 questions.
Are you knowledgeable?
Right. Like I
You're-
wanted to know what it was like.
You're in the biz.
Yeah. You figured I should get 100,
You
right?
probably have bought more homes than the average
Yes,
person
probably,
in your
yes.
life. So
Yep.
you've been a home buyer. You've
Yes.
been through it. So you
Yep.
should know everything about it.
Yep, I felt like I should do so. I was like, let me take this quiz. So I did take the quiz, and I do have a score, but I'm not telling you today. I'm going to tell you when we announce the winner for the raffle ticket.
All
I'll
right.
tell you what my score was.
All right.
But there were 12 questions, multiple choice. A couple of them are true and false, but multiple choice. And I was thinking, you know what? I was putting my weekly newsletter together, and for this week, and I was going to use this coming Monday, and I was going to use all those questions. But the email got so long because there were 12 questions with multiple choice and everything. So then I came up with the idea, how about we do this? I'm going to send out in my weekly newsletter that comes out for the Florida Home Pros and Florida Talk Real Estate every Monday. We're going to send out a link to the questionnaire, and Chris is creating the link that when you click on that link, you're going to go directly to the questionnaire. You do have to give your information to us because we got to send you the cup, the mug. What do you call it? Tumbler. We got to
tumbler.
send the tumbler or get you into the $100 gift certificate raffle. We're going to do an Amazon card. That way everybody could use it. Almost everybody uses Amazon. And so all you have to do is click on that link when you get it on Monday, fill out the questionnaire. Because you're filling out the questionnaire, we'll have your information. You're automatically included in the $100 raffle ticket. It'll be fun questionnaire. It'll take you literally 3 minutes to do it. It didn't take me long at all. And then the other thing is that if you're the first 25 people to actually take that questionnaire, because we're going to get pinged every time somebody signs up, the first 25 people will get a mug, a tumbler, and then everybody that takes it, whether you get the tumbler or not, will be up for the $100 gift certificate for Amazon.
Very cool.
So that's how it's going to work. Now,
That's
some people are going to say, "Hey, I want a chance for $100."
Yeah, how do I get on the list?
I'm not on the list. It's like, well, it's so easy to get on the list. What do you got to do, Johnny?
I don't know. What do you got to do?
You got to go to FloridaTalkRealEstate.com.
Okay.
And just
then just hit like enter me, or is there like
just
put
say
your
I
email
want to be
address
on the
in?
list.
Now?
Yeah,
What
and
kind
just
of
say
website is this?
and just you're going to say I just want to be on the list or whatever. Send me the list. Send me the weekly newsletter.
Where
something.
do you do that? Where do you do that at Florida Talk Real
Chris?
Estate?
Where do you do that? Because I've looked at the website a little bit. Chris, where do you do that, Chris?
Yeah, you just go to FloridaTalkRealEstate.com. On the home page on the bottom, there's a Contact Us form. And actually, there's a button right on the top. You click that and just say Contact Us, and you put in your name and email address, and you'll get the newsletter.
Perfect.
Yep. And
Nice and easy.
And it's an automatic newsletter. We do have a pretty good open rate on our newsletter. We have like over 7,000 people in our database, maybe even more than that now. But we only have about 5,000 legit emails. So we send all that out. When we send out that weekly newsletter, we usually get a 20 to 25% open rate, which is pretty high for email opening. And then some people actually go through and click on something through it. So that email newsletter is once a week. We're not blasting you all the time with all this stuff, but it's a really good thing to kind of keep up on what's happening in the market, and just to remind you all the services that Florida Talk Real Estate offers you, because we're so much more than buying or selling. We're here to help you invest. We're here to do commercial properties. We could do mortgages. We could do refis. We could do reverse mortgages. We have insurance with Ross. I can't wait till he comes back to talk about this home hardening thing we're going to talk about, where if you want good insurance discounts and finding out if you're getting the best deal on your insurance, we've got the title company. I sent 2 people to the law office of Paul A. Krasker last week. Both of them were looking for transferring a title because their parents are getting older and they want to go into probate. They don't want to deal with probate headaches if something bad happens. And so they wanted to protect themselves to avoid all that.
Sure.
Got them over to Paul this week. So we're there for almost any kind of real estate need you can think of.
Oh yeah, and if there's
Renting your
something,
property.
if there's something that can't be done, you'll help find the professional that's needed. I know it.
Then we'll find that out. We'll figure all that out for you too. We don't just leave you hanging and say, "I'm sorry, can't help you." We try to get you to the right people. So
And I think, Jim, the best part about that email too is that we're not selling anything to anybody. We're not. It's all about useful, positive information that's just good to know.
yes,
Absolutely.
and it's good to keep you in your back pocket. I don't know how many things that I kind of comes into my feed, and I save it because I know I don't want to deal with it right that moment, but later sometime I know I'm going to need to use that service or that person
Sure.
or that product, and I just save it. So you should just keep them on the side and just keep us always in there. So all you got to do is go to FloridaTalkRealEstate.com, click at the top of the site or at the bottom of the site, say, "Hey, I want to be part of the weekly newsletter," and then you're in. And then when you get the newsletter on Monday, fill it out, the questionnaire survey, and you're in. If you're the first 25 people, we'll be sending you a tumbler for sure. And if you don't make the first 25, you still have a shot at a $100 gift certificate. Who doesn't want $100? Right?
Nice. And we're gonna do that drawing on the air
Well, we're going to do the drawing on the air next Saturday.
next Saturday.
So Monday I'll send out the stuff. We'll do through the questionnaire. Everybody will get a chance, and then Saturday we're going to send it out.
Sounds good.
Just putting it on the record too. There's no cost for that.
No, of course not. Yeah, of course. No, we're paying you. You're not paying us. So we're giving you money. You're not giving us any money for that. Yeah,
so
we
go
just
sign
wanna
up. If
do
you're
it.
not on the list and you're like, I want to get in the running and I want that email, go sign up. FloridaTalkRealEstate.com. Hit the contact us. Put in your name and email address, and then bada bing, bada boom, you're added to the email list.
Just want to do a little quick shout out to Susan. Susan is a big fan of the show. We helped her buy her house many years ago. I think it was 4 or 5 years ago, maybe even longer. She has a dog named Hudson. She wanted to buy a house where she could have a backyard where Hudson could hang out in the backyard. She really wanted that. She just said, "Congratulations on me buying my home." and she said that Hudson and her still love her house, and they're very happy there.
Excellent.
So very happy about that, Susan. Thank you so much,
That's
and thank
awesome.
you for being such a fan and checking in every Saturday when you can. I appreciate that. Let's talk a little bit.
Are we done with Chris?
Yeah, Chris, I think we're good for this week. Can't wait to see what kind of shout-outs you got for next week.
Yeah, man. Have a great trip down there. Happy birthday to your daughter.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.
And have a pain in the ass for me.
Have a good, safe trip.
That's not
Yeah.
a dump, is it?
No,
Oh, I thought you dumped that.
no,
I was
no.
going
Oh.
to say,
Dump-
that's a
dumps up-
drink.
dumps
That's a
up here.
drink. Okay.
I didn't know. That was a hang up on
You
the
didn't
phone
know
line.
that's a drink?
I've never heard of that drink.
Oh, that's half pina colada, half rum runner. Yeah, half pina colada, half rum runner is called a pain in the ass.
Oh, it's not Miami Vice. That's a half pina colada, half daiquiri.
Oh, well, this is
different.
pina colada rum runner, and I only know that because of the tiki bar that isn't the tiki bar anymore.
Oh.
Down in Isla Morada, that's their favorite drink was.
It sounds good.
Yeah.
And it sounds sugary, so I guess
Oh,
gonna
it's so
give you-
sugary, it's like
well,
eating
it's alcohol
liquid
and
candy.
sugar. You're gonna have a hangover.
Yeah, it's
Yes,
liquid candy.
brutal.
Yeah.
Oh, and so you have a headache and a pain
Yeah.
pain in the butt.
But
Yeah.
it's beautiful around there, so it's all
Yeah.
good.
I mean, while it's happening.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the difference with the new generation. They're like
So-
too worried about the aftermath.
They,
So-
And we were like, yeah, let's just
they like
go
to
for the
feel
ride.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
What I'd
Pay
like
the
to
piper
do
later.
is, does anybody have a pen?
Sure, here.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. Oh, this.
Look
I
at
never
that.
saw that pen. We got lucky here.
I don't know that we
Okay.
can. I don't know if we can use those.
Oh,
But
right
I was
all
gonna rip
over it.
them earlier, and then I'm like, no, I don't know that I'm gonna make an executive decision.
Jim's reading
You
the
need-
top secret
You need paper, Jim?
memo.
You need
Yeah.
paper?
Yeah.
I'll get you some.
You sure you don't mind?
What are we doing?
Okay.
Are we doing a
So
contest?
what we're going to do is we're going to go over some of the questions from that questionnaire today. Not all of them, because we're going to do some next week too. And I want you guys to give me your answer as to what it is, so that I can score you guys, so that when we come out next week, we'll find out how you did on
So the
survey.
questionnaire isn't related to the raffle?
What do you mean related to the raffle? Yeah, but I'm not giving you the answers today. I'm just giving you
Just
the
the
questions.
questions.
And then I'm going to have you answer it, and then I'm going to tell you if you scored right or not next week.
Does that mean we have a chance to win?
No, you
not
don't.
a Yeti?
No, you don't have a chance to win. No.
Are you gonna click
What-
the link?
What's that say? What's that policy like radio stations always have, that if you're an employee or a relative of an
friends and
employee,
family.
Yeah,
you're not
eligible.
allowed? That's
Yeah.
our policy
Yeah.
too.
It's because
I'll
I think
make it up
maybe
also.
I'm wrong about this, Johnny. I don't want to like speak out of turn, but I think maybe in the world of radio, the ethical boundaries aren't quite so black and white, right? So
It's been gray for there were definitely decades of gray. Yes.
yeah, it was kind of born gray, right?
yes.
Right, with payola
Thank you,
and
Jim.
all that kind
Plugola,
of
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yes.
So they had to exclude. They're like, listen, you're not able to win the concert tickets, Johnny. Like you're administering the contest.
Mike,
You
you'll
can't
love
win
this.
the tickets.
This guy. I'm not going to name any names.
Oh,
I will
okay.
protect the guilty here.
Yeah.
Big name in South Florida radio, still on the air to this day.
Okay.
I'm doing an event 23 years ago. All right?
Okay. So it's not Greek, right?
It is not, no. But
Not-
yeah,
not big
totally
enough?
different station. I'm doing this event for him, and we're just chatting. He's a super cool guy. Again, kind of a legend in the music radio world for sure. South Florida guy. And he's talking. He's telling me this story, and I'm like, that sounds like Plugola. And he like looks at me, and he goes, "What do you mean?" I'm like, well, you just kind of, the way you just described that, like it laid out Plugola. He turns and walks away from me.
That was it?
Oh, yeah, because he's like, oh, my God, this kid is not one of us. He is not one of us.
Was that your baptism then? You're like, oh, wait.
Oh, yeah, I was like, oh,
it's
it still happens. And it happens so much that he was like willing to just like kind of braggadociously tell me about
Oh,
it.
yeah.
You want to hear this awesome thing I did? And I'm like, dude,
yeah,
you're going to get
exactly.
blown out. 23 years later, still doing it and doing it
Still
well.
going strong.
Yeah. I'm
Wow.
sure they're still probably pulling his scams too.
Yeah, I think I know who you're talking about now. Hey, so what I want to do is I want to go through questions 1 through 6 today. So I don't want to take too long on it, but I want to get all 3 of your answers. I'm
All
going
right.
to put down your score,
Let's
your
go.
answers,
Come on.
and then next week we're going to do the other 6, and then we're going to tell you how you scored.
Okay.
I can tell you that I did okay on my test. I can tell you that.
All right, let's go.
And
you're
I
a
didn't
pro.
do any chest. I didn't cheat at all or anything. I took it just like a regular person. I did nothing. I just I didn't like look anything up or anything. I just answered the questions.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So question number 1. This is about the initial home buying steps. When beginning the home buying process, what is the first step you should take? And there's 4 answers. Okay. Research neighborhoods where you'd consider moving and create a targeted list of where to focus your search.
Nope.
Okay.
Next.
Establish a budget of what you could afford.
Next.
Create a list of must-haves and non-negotiables of what you're looking for in your home.
Next.
Get recommendations and do your due diligence.
Oh, what the?
That's number 4 is get recommendations.
Get recommendations and do your due diligence.
Do your due diligence. Okay.
Okay, Johnny's first, and then Mike, and then Jimothy.
What was the second one again?
Okay.
Like I was fluffing them all off.
That's
'cause I'm
okay.
waiting
That's
for,
all right.
Like,
Because
get
I
your
kind
credit
of,
score.
to be
understand
honest
your
with you, I
money.
kind of did this too. What you're going through now is making me feel good. Research neighborhood where you'd
not
consider
that one.
moving
What's
and
the next
create a
one?
targeted list. Establish a budget of what you could afford.
That one.
Create a list of must-haves
Budget.
or get recommendations. So Johnny is B. B. Create a establish a budget of what you could afford. What do you say, Mike?
Well, it's not as clear cut as you would think. I like the numbers one because you got to know your numbers. But they're talking about budget. Yeah, I guess that's for me. That's a good one. Yeah, step 1.
See?
I'll agree. You got to know your limits on what you can afford and or get qualified for.
Yep. And then go ahead and start putting together your dreams, right?
And I would say that one as well, B as well, because D is just too vague.
Way too vague.
The wording is too vague on
Get
that.
recommendation. I mean, that's a good start too. It's like, hey,
Yeah, because you go to professionals, right, to get your recommendations.
well, you could listen to the radio show.
Professionals.
You could be like, hey, wait a second. These guys, I'm not a pro, but these pros are always talking about how they're the pros.
Right.
Why don't you give them a shot?
So question number 2. This is about monthly mortgage components.
Oh,
Which of the following is true about a monthly mortgage payment? A. Your monthly mortgage payment is the principal and loan interest. It does not include taxes or homeowner's insurance. B. Your monthly mortgage payment is the principal, loan interest, and taxes. It doesn't include homeowner's insurance. C. Your monthly payment is the loan principal, loan interest, taxes, homeowner's insurance, as well as any homeowners association and or condo fees. And D, none of the above.
interesting.
See.
Yeah.
Okay, Johnny says C, which is your monthly mortgage payment is loan principal, interest, taxes, homeowners insurance, as well as condo fees. What do you say, Mike? You say
Yeah,
C
it's
too?
it's C. Although they're missing one component, I would probably throw in there.
Okay, what?
I would say C as well. Yes.
Just for, I almost said a bad word. Boy, I'm going to curse today, so you better have the dump up ready. I could just feel it coming.
Blanks and giggles.
Yes, that's exactly what I was
Okay,
going to say.
nice.
That's
We
exactly good
we put a slash and a D next to Mike's because Mike's like basically saying I'm going with C, but they're missing things.
Well, that's what I want to
Just
ask. Her.
one
What did
little
you
thing.
think? What do you think they're missing?
It's a technicality, but they're missing mortgage insurance
Yeah,
just in case that's
that's-
part of your payment.
Right.
Exactly what I was thinking too.
Ah,
yeah.
interesting. Okay.
So it's either C or maybe D on that technicality, but
If that answer is correct, isn't it interesting that Wells Fargo, a mortgage company, right, or a bank, didn't put the right answer in there?
Well,
if that is the right
I'll
answer.
say this too. But this is. Can we talk about it? This is going out for all the public.
Yeah, well, I'm
too,
not
right?
telling anybody the right answer.
we don't know
I'm
the
just
answer.
Well,
I'm
I'll
just
say
gonna-
this, and then I'm a notorious test taker where I'm like finding flaws in the test.
Yeah,
you know,
Mike
even
is
if I'm
like that.
wrong or right. But technically, all of those answers could be correct. Because you can have a mortgage payment that's just principal and interest.
Sure.
You could have a mortgage payment that's just principal, interest, and property taxes.
That's right.
And you handle your insurance separately. You could have the option C, but they're missing the MI, or it could be D because technically, if they're missing the MI, it's not included there. So it could be D.
Well,
so, yeah.
what you guys are going through is what I went through when I took the
Yeah.
test because I thought it would be super easy and I had to read it several times in order to figure it out.
Now-
Well, so in this one, that Mike just gave the best answer. It's like it's all of the above.
yeah,
None of the
that
above?
isn't an answer because it's
Yeah,
none of the
so
above or
we'll
one
just
of the
go with
three.
the obvious.
Okay.
C.
Question 3, closing precautions.
Oh.
You're about to close on your new home. Which of the following should you wait to do until after you close? And this is a funny one, Mike, because we have this in our stuff.
Yeah. Quit your job should be after.
So, which of the following should you wait to do until after you close? So this is what you
buy
should
a
wait.
bunch of stuff for your house.
Well, the first question is, the first answer is A, buy a new dresser. B, make a large cash deposit for your account. C, open a new credit card. D, purchase a major item like a car. And D is
All of
so
the above.
crazy.
E?
E is actually, yeah, there's an E on this one. E is actually B, C, and D. So everything but buy a new dresser.
Okay. And these are things you should wait to do
Until after.
close.
What was the
right?
cash thing again?
So the cash thing is make a large cash deposit into your account.
I don't know why that would matter. You're not going to be able to use that cash.
So buy a new dresser, make a large cash deposit for your bank account, open a new credit card, or purchase a major item like a new car.
I'll do the BCD.
Okay, so you're doing E, which is all of them.
Yeah.
Except for
Except
buy
for
a
the
dresser.
dresser,
Buy
yeah.
a dresser. What
Now,
do
if
you
you're
think,
gonna go to somewhere and finance that dresser, don't do that.
Right.
But I'm assuming you're paying cash for said dresser because it's just a dresser.
Just a dresser.
So
Getting
what
it
do
off
you
Craigslist.
think, Mike?
Yeah, it's
Right.
the all of the above except the buy a dresser one. Yes. You should be waiting until after closing to do.
Right.
Don't mess up your credit.
What do
it's
you
actually
say,
the
Timothy?
instruction-
And I was thinking the same thing, and even Johnny touched on the other one with the dresser. Unless you're buying a dresser for $20,000 and putting it on a credit card or that type of thing,
Right.
we're assuming
Yeah.
that's not the case here.
Or
You know,
even like
but-
very like what Johnny was saying is when you go to these furniture stores, sometimes you're buying more than a dresser, and they're like, "Hey, we got 12 months interest free," so you apply for their credit card, and then all of a sudden you got a payment that we didn't account for.
Which
Yeah.
actually happened to one of Mike's relatives
Yeah.
while they were buying their house.
Oh, yeah.
And do you mind if I say the relative?
Sure, go for
It was his mom.
Oh no, mom!
And he
about my
went
mom.
to a local.
Why are you talking about my mom?
I know, right? She went to a furniture store while she was waiting to close on the house we were helping her buy when she was moving down here. And Mike gets a call. I don't know if it was from the mom or the salesperson at the furniture store, but the mom's ready to buy all the furniture for the new place. And she mentioned she's closing on a deal.
And
And
guy's
the
like, "Ooh."
salesperson actually said, "Does your mortgage broker know you're
Yeah,
doing this?
did you talk to your mortgage
Did you
professional?
talk to your mortgage broker?" And she goes, "It's my son. Don't worry about it." And then they called, and Mike was like, "No,
No.
Ma, don't do that."
No, tell them to put that on hold. We'll
Yeah.
come pick that up in a couple
Thank
weeks.
God they had a super nice salesperson there.
Well, somebody that actually
Yeah,
understands that you may be crapping the bed right here.
Exactly. Isn't that funny though? Anyway,
Yeah.
I just thought it was funny. Okay.
So it's all of those are instructive. That's actually good advice there coming off of that question about what you should.
Well,
be
some of
careful
these are
doing.
actually in our top 10 list of things not to do now that you're pre-approved for a loan. Some of these are actually in our
And Johnny's
list.
thinking like, oh, what? I don't if I have a big cash deposit, like what's the big deal? You just like I'm not using that for anything. That's just my money. I wanted to get in the bank, and he's right in a technical sense. But if you're counting on using that money, we should know about it, and we should have figured out a plan for how to utilize that cash in hand or mattress money.
Right.
We could
essentially.
talk about that more next week,
Okay.
though, when we get
All
into
right.
the answers next
All
week,
right.
because I don't want to give it away. And just so you know, for the raffle part, it doesn't matter any questions you get right or wrong. Even if you get 0 questions correct, you're still qualified for the
it's one of
tumbler.
those games.
Yeah, it's just like
Participation.
participation only game.
Okay.
Okay. Question number 4, negotiating and submitting offers. You're at an open house of a newly constructed property, and you love it. The problem is, so do several other people at the showing.
Mm-hmm.
What should you do to help make your offer more attractive to the seller? So A is, given the brand new condition of the house, tell the seller you'll make the offer and waive the inspection. That's the first way to compete. The second way, B, show your lender's pre-approval letter for the maximum approval amount and give it to the seller to demonstrate that you're a credible buyer.
Okay.
Okay. C, Show your love with the buyer's letter, a personal note you write to the seller explaining what makes the house special to you. And D, none of the above.
Is the seller a builder?
It's the way they wrote this question.
New construction?
Yeah, it says you're at an open house of a newly constructed property.
Yeah.
And so I'm assuming it's new construction, but the way
reason I
they
ask
wrote
is
this,
because
it's the way they wrote it.
The what do you call it? The letter that you call it? There's a term for it. A personal letter.
Oh, I don't know what they call it, but I don't read them.
Yeah. But when there's a builder, that's really important that you send them that letter. You know what I mean?
Oh,
the
I see what
builders
you're
are
saying.
really
Yeah.
interested. In
Yeah, like that you really care. Like I really want this
we want
house.
this to go to a good.
So
family.
And
it's
the only way you can waive inspection, can I waive inspection if I'm financing the
Yeah,
house?
of course.
I can.
Sure.
Interesting. Okay. So,
So-
that feels like a legit thing,
So-
but as a new construction,
I mean, of the three of those, the fourth being don't do anything at all,
right.
then I'm going for the no inspection period.
on a new
Okay, so Mike's
construction.
doing A. What are you doing, Johnny?
I mean, if you're negotiating with other people, that is a negotiating tool, right? And you can be like, "Hey, I'm going to waive the inspection."
Mm-hmm.
And on a new construction, though, they're emphasizing new construction.
Although, let me back up, because if you're sending a pre-approval letter and the other buyers aren't, then that's good, right? Because the presumption there is you're going to, hey, make sure to include your pre-approval letter to get a leg up on the. Well, that assumes that the other people aren't issuing a pre-approval or aren't submitting with the pre-approval. So that one could be a legit answer too.
Interesting.
I'm going to go with that one. I'm switching, Jim.
You're going to back to B
Include the pre-approval letter to let the sellers
at the maximum
know.
amount.
Yeah, let them know what
at
the
the
max
max
you can
amount.
spend.
Yeah.
At the max
Well,
amount.
just let them know that you're approved, that you've talked to a professional.
I don't know that there's a buyer's agent that would approve of, hey, go ahead and tell them what the max amount we can give is.
Maybe the max means like their sales price.
No, I think it's the max amount to
I think we're going to need a judge here to rewrite.
I know, right?
Tell us to rewrite these questions. Hold on.
I'm going to go with A.
You're going A. What about you, Jimmy? Do you remember?
I'm going with D, which is
D, none of the
None of
above.
None of them.
None of the above.
Okay.
Because
I'm
that's
not-
how you worded it that I heard.
That's-
Was none of the above.
Jimmy
I'll
is
tell you, I
the,
almost
uh,
got with
nothing.
you there. Yeah, almost with you there, dude.
He's the master
Almost.
negotiator. He's giving away nothing. Right? He's
Right,
like, no,
exactly.
you take my offer and you
Okay, we got
Yeah,
we got
Timothy might have nailed that
we
one.
got two more for today. Low credit and down payment strategy.
yes.
You want to become a homeowner, but you're finding it challenging to save for a down payment. Adding to the challenge, your credit rating isn't stellar, and you'll have trouble qualifying for a conventional loan. What should you do?
Rob a bank.
There you go.
Yep. Don't
Hey.
take singles.
Delay your search until you boost your credit score. B, delay your search until you can boost your credit score and put 20% down on your mortgage.
Ooh.
C, don't focus on the credit score, but delay your search until you can put at least 15% down on the mortgage. And D, you don't have to delay your search. There are options available even if you don't qualify for a conventional loan and you don't have great credit.
Yeah, there are options available if you don't qualify for a conventional loan.
There are, sure.
So you're both D?
No.
I don't know that I
No
am.
way.
I don't
Ask
know.
him what the good advice is.
Oh,
What was the A again?
Right?
sure.
They're saying what's the best advice. So I think John D is like, hey, actually, I have a way for you to buy now. Go for
Yeah,
it.
so
right?
it's delay your search until you boost your credit score. Delay your search until you boost your credit score and put 20% down. Delay your search. Don't focus on the credit score. Wait until you have 15% down. Or you don't have to delay. There are options available even if you don't qualify for a conventional loan.
I'm gonna go B.
B?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you say, Mike?
The one that says delay and like figure out your credit. Get your credit up before you. So,
So the only way you could do that is delay until you boost your credit score, delay until you boost your credit score, and save 20% for down payment.
so the first of those two.
So
Was that
you're
B?
A. That's
Oh, that's A.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
yeah.
delay your search until you boost
It
your
says
credit score.
conventional in the question, right?
It
Says you don't
says that
qualify
you'll
for
have a
conventional.
hard time qualifying for a conventional loan.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with Y.
Okay, what do you say, Jimothy?
I was with A.
A?
Mhm.
Okay. Okay, I already know that people didn't get 100% in this room.
Well, we had different answers.
Yeah.
So that's
And only one person out of 2012 people got all 12 questions right at Cardinal Wells Fargo.
Did any of the people in this room get 100%?
So I don't know the answer to that because I don't have everything memorized. I don't
Or at
have.
least-
I don't even have the answers memorized myself.
It's 100% of the first 50%.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, and Wells Fargo's questions are interesting.
Yeah, exactly. And the way they worded it was very disappointing to me.
Yeah.
Well, you don't need
Okay.
20% down to do a conventional.
You don't.
No.
So, no, that's true. That's
But and
true.
then if you want to not wait for your credit score, having 20% down helps.
Yeah.
So when you talk about like D, like other options, like about my credit's not great, I don't have a lot of money, the presumption is you're not qualifying for conventional or FHA. Or
It doesn't
VA.
say that you're trying to qualify for any type of loan, that you
Yeah.
just want a loan to buy the house, but that you're going to have a problem qualifying for conventional based on your credit score.
And
the
by the
amount of
way,
money.
there's DPA that you can get involved
Yeah,
with.
that's-
Yeah,
it's-
but all of those, so the convention, any of the standard loan types, have minimum credit score. Minimum credit, not even credit score, minimum credit requirements.
Yeah.
When you switch to, we don't really care so much about your credit. You're not gonna be able to do that with no cash, right? So you got to have like some sort of compensating factor to your poor credit history, so that 20% down or more may be required to do these alternative loan programs.
Right.
I think the answer is like you got to get your credit up. There's a reason your credit score is where it is, and sometimes that involves like you have to mature on your financial management, like the way that you operate your finances.
Mm-hmm.
And so maybe part of getting your credit up also prepares you better for the standard big housing expense.
True.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Wrap your head around it a little bit better, a little differently.
I like A.
We've already had 1, 2, 3, 4,
gotta clean
5.
up your
We've
act.
already had 6 people sign up for the raffle for this week, so that's great.
Oh, good. So they're
Okay.
going to FloridaTalkRealEstate.com. They're clicking the contact us on the upper part of the page there. You're going to put in your name and your email address. Submit that. You're instantly involved in the email blast. And on Monday's email blast is going to be an opportunity for you to get involved with the raffle. First 25 people that do the survey, you're going to get Tervis, a cool Florida Talk Real Estate Tumbler. You said Tervis.
I said it.
Yeah,
I said
yeah,
it.
yeah.
I did. 'cause
You're gonna
that's
get
what this-
something that's not a Yeti, right?
It's probably a Tervis
We might
Tumbler.
end up getting a Yeti because they're in there,
because.
but we don't know.
It's probably a Tervis Tumbler.
It
truth be
probably
told.
is, yeah.
The old school Florida Talk Real Estate Tumblers were Tervis.
Oh, were they?
Yes, they were.
Oh,
Yeah, but you
I
know
remember
what the
those.
people want these days is what's is it a Coleman? Like the kids want the Colemans now?
Is that what they want?
You know,
not sure.
Coleman's like old school, like the
Yep.
not the thermos, but one of the original.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And I think the kids these days want the Coleman.
They like the
I
Coleman.
might be wrong. About
That's
Good for the
awesome.
Coleman people. So
Yeah.
first 25, you're going to get a hookup for the tumbler, and then everybody that takes the survey is in the running for a $100 Amazon gift card.
Yep.
We'll do the drawing next Saturday. Again, if you're not in the email blast and you're like, man, I want to be involved in that, FloridaTalkRealEstate.com. Hit the contact us, name, email address, boom, you're already in.
I know 3 of these 5 or so are already in our email blast, but that's good anyway. I don't have a problem if you're already part of the email blast. Don't worry about your taken care of. But come on in. We'd love to have you be involved in this. Now we're going to do question number 6, and we'll call this end of the day for today. Seller disclosure and stigmatized properties. You've been living in a house for a week, in your new home for a week, and you hear odd noises. This is like my question, man. I want this so bad. It's like, why can't this be for me? You're living in a house for a week and you hear odd noises, squeaky floorboards, doors slamming. After doing a bit of digging, you find out the house is notoriously haunted, but the seller failed to mention anything about it. Which statement best describes how you can remedy this? Okay. And one of them is not call ghost hunters or Ghostbusters. Don't call Ghostbusters. But A, the seller is required to tell the buyer that they're purchasing a stigmatized property. For example, a murder on the premises. And if the seller fails to do so, you're entitled to sue. B, while the seller is required to tell a buyer that they're purchasing a stigmatized property, this rule does not cover does not cover, quote, unexplained noises, unquote, or, quote, paranormal activity, unquote, which means there's no course of action to take. C, there is no legal course of action open to you after a house inspection and following all protocol for the sale. The burden is on the buyer to research any additional information about the property and its history. And D, it depends on where you purchased your home.
Okay.
Ooh, D made it interesting for me. I was leaning in hard on C. And then you threw in the it depends. It might matter state to state. I'm going to stick with C, though.
C? Okay. Mike?
I agree that it's got to be state to state, but I kind of like B in that you have to disclose certain things, but there are certain things that, of course, you aren't required to disclose. So, and we've talked about that before, right? Like if there was a murder in a house or a suicide or, something like that, like would you have to disclose that? And I forget where we landed on that. Let's go with B.
B was
when while the seller is required to tell a buyer they're purchasing a stigmatized property, this rule does not cover unexplained noises or paranormal activity.
I'm going to stick with C.
Okay. And what do you think, Jim?
I had B from
D?
the gate. Yeah.
Okay.
From the gate.
And I'm not.
I'm saving it.
I understand too, though. This is national. This isn't just.
This is
Florida.
national. It's a national.
I'll stick with B, even though I
Could
can
be
understand
D.
why you would go with D because we don't know everything.
Well, the
every
first
state.
thing I learned is whoever Wells Fargo hired to write this survey wrote sucky questions. the way they wrote the questions, maybe the questions weren't sucky, but the way they wrote them was sucky because you guys struggled like I did.
Right.
When I went through this, like, how can I not just like whip through this? And I actually had to read it like 3 or 4 times each time.
Right.
I had to read the questions. So it wasn't a super, now I understand why so many people failed, right? Like I'm in the industry, right? So anyway, it was kind of interesting. So next week we're going to do the last 6 questions, all the answers, and we're going to do the raffle and find out who won. And looking forward to it. So come on and get in and join. And if you have friends or something that want to join too, let them join. Tell them about it. Tell them to come on in.
So there's 1 week to get your
Really, you have
entry
till
in.
Monday.
Okay.
Right, because Monday is when the email's going to go out to everybody, and you need
When the
that
blast
email
happens,
to
you
click.
better be on
Right,
the
the
list.
blast is going to be when you click on the link to
Okay.
get the questionnaire.
So go to floridatalkrealestate.com and there's a contact form, and that'll get you in.
Name and email address.
Okay.
And then later in September, we're making a new policy that anybody calls the show will get a free Florida Talk Real Estate shirt or a tumbler when they call in the show to ask questions or be involved in the
Yeah,
show.
don't blow up the phone lines right now. That ain't happening right
Yeah,
now.
they
You can
have
get a
right now.
shirt or a tumbler.
Yeah, a shirt or a tumbler.
Wow.
I
Like a
wanted,
polo?
I don't know. I'm
Golf?
wearing a polo right now, but I haven't decided yet. Because and the tumblers are going to change because right now it's just going to say Florida Talk Real Estate on it. But the next batch we buy, I'm going to have the logo for the mortgage firm and Brightway Insurance and
It's going to be a big
Title.
tumbler then.
Yeah,
Be
it's
like
got
a
to be
big
a
gulp-
super.
big gulp size.
Yeah, it has to be like a 44 ouncer or something.
And Jim's face is going to be on it.
Oh yeah, right.
Outside,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
That
It's all
way
about
you-
branding, baby. It's all
Yeah,
about branding.
exactly. So anyway, just thought that was kind of interesting. Thought it'd be a little bit of fun. So we're going to go there. We're going to plow through, Jimmy, if you don't mind, through the 10:30.
Did you have fun, Jonathan? Or did that aggravate you a little bit?
The survey
The
thing?
questions.
Yeah, I hate really, really poorly put together things like
Right,
that.
where it's like it could be this.
Yeah.
Like
That's-
you just know that there's 2 of them could be correct.
Well, and it's just like right there. You're like, I've always had a certain feeling for that company anyway, and now it just validates it all. I'm like, I'll never do business with you.
So you're
just
dealing with.
terrible. You're terrible at
So their
everything.
last question had to do with stigmatized properties. It's like stigmatized
Corporations,
corporations,
banks,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, they suck.
Well,
Yep. Let me see.
what's
Just
next, Jim?
How about
Just
you?
do
How do
it
you
up.
feel about it?
I'm like that. Yeah, like this could be a me problem because I feel like most of my test taking career, I've always looked at things and be like, "Oh, come on,
Mike,
that
I
can't
think
be
that
right."
you would actually be a bad test not that you're
taker.
not intelligent, you're super intelligent, but I think you're a bad test taker. Am I wrong about that?
No, I've always been a good test taker, but
Are you?
I can look at things, especially multiple choice, and say, well, wait a second, it's not a clear answer. Two of them could be
why
possibly.
I think Mike is not a
Yeah.
good test
No,
taker
but I'm a
because he
good test taker.
overanalyzes. Are you?
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty good at test taking.
I will
even
take
if I haven't
better
studied
tests
that
than
much.
you, Jim. We should do
you
a
think you're a better
competition.
test? Yeah.
Head-to-head tests.
Challenge.
Yeah.
No.
So, okay. So the next thing I wanted to talk about, let me see here.
877-927-6969. Plenty of time remaining to join the program. If you have questions, comments, concerns in the world of real estate, want to be involved in the conversation at hand, want to bring something to the table. We are live on this Saturday, the 8th day of August, 10:20 on a Saturday. And of course, if you're not comfortable on the radio, always remember FloridaTalkRealEstate.com. FloridaTalkRealEstate.com. Know it, use it, love it, share it. We're on Facebook and YouTube. Share and like. You can change lives with the pros. FloridaTalkRealEstate.com, including your very own.
Thanks so much, Johnny. We're going to start off and talk a little bit, just because it's a brief thing, and we just want to go over it a little bit. The Florida property tax rewrite. So a state judge ruled that the Florida property tax elimination bill the bill was passed. It's supposed to be up for a vote, for a 60% vote in November. Can't go forward as it's standing right now. And the reason because is they feel that the language in the proposed bill for the constitutional amendment is misleading and a little too political. I forget the name of the title, but it's save
From excessive.
taxes, something save homeowners from excessive taxes. And that's kind of like really more political than stating what the law, what they're trying to pass in this amendment. So they're going to have to rewrite the whole thing, and then it's got to go before the judge again and make sure that the judge is okay with it. And all this got to get done on time in order for it to be put on the ballot in November. So Johnny was right when we were talking about this earlier, that there's a lot of unknowns right now as to whether this is even going to get to a vote. But
Yeah, we've kind of been we've been talking about this since it I don't know, we're like first adopters as far as talking about it, but we've been talking about it because it's important and it relates to affordability, right? With homeowners insurance, with property tax rates and how that impacts your mortgage payment or your housing obligation. But it seems like, so as we're approaching November and they've gotten to this stage, like all of a sudden now it's a hot topic, and there's controversy about that.
yes, and the other thing that's happening, which I wanted to wait until you got back into town for the show, was how there's so many people out against this right now. We don't see a lot of people promoting to pass this amendment, but there's a lot of groups out there right now that are trying to tell people do not vote for this amendment right now. And a lot of them are police and firefighters. A lot of nonprofits that do really good stuff for the community, but they rely a lot on government grants in order to do that. Meals on Wheels kind of things, like to feed people that can't, that are
Sort of
seniors
like the social services.
social services. And then you're talking about like your parks and your roadways and all that. All of those things would be very up in the air. The other thing that's interesting about this is one of the biggest groups complaining about it are, of course, the law enforcement group, which is supposedly protected under these regulations that
I think what happened, they found out they weren't, right? It was just the schools that were protected.
Yeah, is that true? I wondered about that. But the other thing was, even if they were, quote, protected, it's still, from the law enforcement perspective, I'm not talking about everybody, right? But from the law enforcement perspective, is that you can't cut the services. Okay, you can't cut, the rule was you weren't supposed to be able to cut police services as part of this. Well, that's great, but what happens if your community grows or you need to expand the services? You're not allowed to cut, but if your city grows and you still have the same amount of law enforcement officers out there, that's less per person per population because
Yep.
they try to do it based on your population, and it's just going to become a mess from that perspective. I was talking to somebody a couple of days ago who's really into this whole subject, and their attitude is, I know that they're voting for the elimination of the taxes, and they're saying that they think that we'll go through a lot of pain because of it. But their attitude is, if we cut too much, we could always put it back into the budget later. But this is a great way to get all the stuff out and then kind of like do a reset and decide what's really needed. Because if we do make all these major cuts, what's going to happen is there's going to be a lot of people screaming, saying, hey, I can't believe you cut this program, that program, this program. And then they're going to have to decide which programs they want to bring back or not. So that was one of the pros for voting for the amendment. But I really don't know what's going to happen. It's very interesting to me to watch realtors talk about this on YouTube and stuff, because I can't believe how many YouTubers, realtors have leaned in to eliminating the property taxes. But they don't seem to, and I'm not saying that that's right or wrong, but it doesn't seem like they're too concerned about what the repercussions are afterwards.
Well, from a business perspective, it will only bolster business, right? Right? There's not a negative impact for your business. It's only going to be a potential bolster because there's a chance that people could potentially find themselves more in a position to be a homeowner without that. I don't think it's a big percentage, but it's not going to be a negative for your industry. It's only going to be a positive. So I can see why there would be more supportive of it.
I've seen it from the standpoint of where I think they're actually trying to take advantage of it. And some people out there, and I'm not naming any particular names or businesses or anything, but where they're saying, hey, you may want to get in on buying a house now before the 2026 because otherwise you'll have to wait 5 years. I sort of seen that type of approach from some other real estate people on social medias.
And I think that's some of the vagueness that has to be sorted out, like that particular question, Jimothy. When you say business, Johnny, you talking like as the real estate business? Or
Yeah.
not business in general?
The real estate business, though.
Okay, so if you're in the real estate business, does it make sense to advocate, because ultimately it's going to encourage purchasing homes before the end of the year, maybe selling your home, obviously,
Sure,
before the end of the year,
movement,
establishing your new homestead, whatever that's. So from a real estate business perspective, does it make sense? And is it going to be some solution to this affordability question?
And what you need in that, especially as a realtor, you need transactions, right? That's how you make your money.
So they're being narrow-minded and like it's going to be good for me. It's going to be good for everybody.
It's good for business, but is it good for the collective we in the state?
Yeah, welcome to realtors. That's why I don't get involved in the Realtors Association stuff, because their PACs are so lean one way. And they don't look at the bigger picture. Sometimes they're like what I always say, like the pigs of the trough eating until they can't eat anymore, and they just won't stop. I feel like that's a little bit of it. So I'm like really against a lot of the Realtors Association PACs because
Dr. Rich always said pigs get fat, hogs get slaughtered.
Yeah,
Interesting.
you're right. Yep.
Interesting.
And
love Dr. Wisdom right there.
I think it's
but
it come down to as simple as like how do you feel about taxes in general? You want taxes to be as low as possible because you know that it's not spent wisely. So you can have a years and years long battle trying to get the powers, in your local legislature, whatever it is, to spend tax dollars wisely. That could an ongoing battle that seems like you can't really win. Or you force their hand and say, hey, now we're just cutting off the faucet, right? Like you're not going to have all these tax dollars to spend. Now you got to cut it, right? Or you have to get in line. You have to stop. So you could be like that tax hawk type of thing. And that could apply to you personally as a homeowner. Be like, yeah, just low taxes for me. Yes. Or do you look at it from the perspective of this is the community that you live in, and like, is this going to be harmful or beneficial for your local community.
And that's what bothers me about the ones that are leaning so forward into this, because there's so many unknown questions, and there are potentially negative repercussions about this in the long run, and that might actually hurt the transactions closing in the long run. So I just feel like it's a very short-sighted thing, and most of the realtors I talk to are not very seasoned into it. They just like the idea, imagine if we don't have any property taxes, and that's about as deep as they go to it.
Kind of press the gas on the motion of
exactly.
the MLS,
Exactly. So very interesting stuff. We don't know where it's going to end up. Oh, I just do want to mention one other thing, just to give you a little taste. Well, remember when we went back and looked, I think it was 5 states that have tried to eliminate property taxes over the years, and most of them were not able to do it. I think it was Michigan or Minnesota that was able to pull it off in 1994, but then they didn't like what the results were, and they kind of scaled it back later because they felt they went overboard. But that was 30 years ago, right? So it isn't like a current thing. Missouri just had a thing where they wanted to eliminate state income tax completely. Right, their state income tax
kind of like Florida doesn't have state.
So
income
Missouri,
tax.
pretty conservative, right? Pretty much a red state for sure. So here
My
is
home
the
state.
surprising.
I was born in Missouri.
No way, I didn't know that. I
Nope.
thought you were a Virginia guy or Iowa guy.
Show me.
That's right. Show me state. No,
Prove it.
born in Missouri, and we moved to Virginia when I was 9. I think. So most of my
okay.
formative years, I would
Right.
say, in Virginia, but my, started in
Missouri.
Missouri. Yep.
Well, Missouri totally shut down that idea of eliminating property taxes. They did not want to eliminate
State
it.
income, right?
State income tax.
Okay.
Right? They did not. Oh, yeah, I said property tax. Thank you. State income tax, they did not want to eliminate it because they knew that the services were going to be decimated.
Or they're just going to get it somewhere else.
83% of the people that voted said, no way, do not do this. Keep the state income tax.
Yeah.
So that's what I think that's what I thought when we talked about this last month, Johnny, is looking at all those other states that tried it and it didn't work out. A lot of times it failed at the voter level, where the voters were able to vote on whether they were going to do this or not. I think that Florida is not going to do it. I'm not sure. But I was leaning a couple of weeks ago that they probably were going to do it, but it might not be in their best interest, right? That the voters weren't sure what they were voting for. But now I'm not even sure we're even going to get to vote on it.
It's, I would be shocked, maybe not shocked, but if they can't clean up this language to comply with, even if forget about battling this judge. The judge is basically saying it's a little bit like propaganda style, you're advertising. Let's not do advertising. Let's put like a legitimate,
Give them facts.
realistic. Put it kind of like a fact base and let people, because if this is the only thing that they're reading on it, we need them to have at least the basics of information. And right now,
Exactly.
they don't have that at all. It's kind of like a sensational. So
He says his words were biased and misleading.
okay,
Yes.
all right. So maybe it's like misleading at best, right?
And Florida law requires these amendments to have clear, concise verbiage.
So
I mean,
cool.
that's the law.
So that's fine, and that makes sense. So why they can't get this? They can't get a draft here that is going to lay out the facts properly.
Well, what happens is in real life, because I've covered
and let's
this
make
as
it
a-
and let's make it so that yes doesn't mean no and no doesn't mean yes too. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, well,
like,
Well,
geez.
covering this as a reporter, back in the day when amendments were being written up and they were trying to bring them for the 60% vote, what happens in these kind of things when it's really controversial like this, whoever's against it is just going to keep nitpicking the language over and over again and see if the judge is going to agree with them and come onto their side. And they're doing anything they can to stop it.
And that pick an amendment, any amendment, that's always the
Always
case.
the way
'Cause
it
there's
was.
only a couple of tools that you can use to get it off. The legalization of marijuana. It got thrown. We're not voting for that in November because they actually scaled off hundreds of thousands of signatures and said those
Right,
weren't
that was
legal.
gonna say the votes.
It's still being cogged up in court, but I don't feel great about that at all. The other way is the verbiage on the amendment. Like at least if you can extend that long enough, there's a deadline, and if they can't get the verbiage approved, it ain't making the ballot.
And another thing that happened that we didn't talk about last week, Rick Scott, the U.S. Senator, he and former governor here, he came out and says, I'm not for this amendment. I don't think it's going to be good for us in the long run because of the tax implications of all the services we're losing.
Our
And
current
we don't
governor-
know enough yet.
Our
So
current governor's kind of doing the same thing. He's
Well,
like, that's not what I wanted. I don't know.
actually, I saw DeSantis complain about Scott's attitude about it. Even though the DeSantis
Well,
isn't,
he's not gonna come out and flat out say we shouldn't get rid of it. But DeSantis is saying I don't like what they're doing. Like he's separating himself from this amendment.
but he also complained about Scott though.
Sure.
And
Well,
Scott came out
Johnny
saying,
has said he's riding
The
both
fence.
sides. He's trying
Yep.
to do that, and I
He
think
is,
it's
for sure,
It's basically because he's not getting what his version of what it should be.
Yeah,
and he's
yeah.
like, okay,
It didn't go far
you know,
enough.
it's
Yep.
not.
So if he's gonna slam Scott, who's against it, and he's gonna slam the side that's not going to where he wants it. He's gonna ride the fence.
Well, what you're seeing is all of the bodies, the entities that rely on the funding, they're now saying, wait a second, like we can't have our funding cut. Like we can't. We are too critical, but everybody kind of feels the same way, and maybe rightfully so. I don't know, but everyone's coming out against it. Now you start to talk. Now the people are going to be like, wait a second, what's really happening here? Give me that vote. Right now that you don't even want to have the vote, now the people are going to say,
yeah, I want to vote on it anyway. At least give me the
against this?
choice.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Well,
let's
now
go.
you'll start seeing the ads. They're already starting. Who's the one running? One of the candidates for governor, and it's him and his kids playing basketball, and he's like, "I will eliminate property taxes." It's like, sir, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Why is that even in your ad? You're just trying to fool the idiots. You can't do that.
Well,
You can try to help us do
Are
that.
you going to tell politicians not to make promises?
Well,
Johnny?
but sometimes, maybe that's a valuable tool in advertising, and they want to delay it enough to utilize that. You know what I mean? Hey,
This
put
was-
me in as
this
governor.
was
I
gonna
will
be my
eliminate
position.
property taxes.
Sure.
It's like you can't do that.
I
though.
remember back in
if we
elementary
could,
school,
our governor would.
we had one kid running for president. This is elementary school, the student government.
You remember that
Association.
far back,
I
Mike?
do, because it was memorable, because he promised soda machines in the cafeteria.
Oh,
Right? He's like, we're going to get these, the
Yeah,
soda
that's what
machines.
he
And then, of
called
course, everybody
Everybody voted
elements
for
were like,
that.
yes. So he won. Of course he won.
Did he get the soda
No,
machines?
we didn't get any soda machines.
And now that guy's governor.
It's a
Whatever
vital-
state he's
Of
in, he's the
Missouri.
governor
Yeah,
now.
of
Yeah, he's
Missouri.
the governor
That's
now.
right. You want to take this phone call?
Yeah, we got
Oh.
Peppy on the line.
Hey, Peppy.
Peppy, what's going on, buddy?
Hey guys,
Hey, Peppy.
how you doing, guys? Hey, how are you? Listen, I am totally confused by this tax thing. That being said, and I'm listening to you guys, just that alone, just because to me it's so confusing, they should just turn it down. What are they doing? I don't understand. They're gonna eliminate the property taxes, but then they're gonna tax you on other things. Is that correct?
Well, they don't know yet because they haven't decided what's going to happen. That's what the fear is. And I would assume that's a pretty legitimate
Well, they're never
conclusion, but nobody's saying what's going to happen afterwards.
They're never going to say, "Hey, if you eliminate property taxes, we're going to tax you elsewhere." Like that's not part of the language.
Right.
It's all about, and eliminating isn't even the right word, but
Nope.
basically minimizing your property taxes. So
Yep.
if you have a homesteaded property, you're essentially paying as little as possible in property taxes. The idea being zero non-ad valorem, non-school taxes, right? So
Because you're still paying the
there's school tax and there's the non-ad valorem taxes, but
eliminating is a horrible way of saying it.
Mhm,
yeah,
it is.
it's but like your bill, I think I've looked at mine. I think I've looked at Johnny's,
Yeah.
and your
Kind of
bill
about
would probably
half.
be about half of what
Yeah,
it is now.
about half.
Maybe you're paying $5,000 a year. You're gonna be paying $2,500 for the essential services. But yeah, I think the budget people are going to say, well, of course they're going to get it somewhere else, right? They're basically
what I'm
robbing Peter to
expecting
pay
they're
Paul.
going to do is they're going to set up those cameras all over the place and crack down on bad drivers so they can collect money from tickets.
Oh, it's already
But,
happening.
They're going to start raising the fees for your cost to renew your driver's license and all of that
They're
stuff.
going to basically say, we need it. We're going to get it wherever we can.
Mhm.
But this is a good point. So Pepe, what's you're confused about the whole thing. Are you a Florida homeowner right now?
Yes, I am. I've been here for 50 years, and my whole point is why would they change? Why are they changing it? Why would they change it? Taxes are bad, and we all want to pay them, but you got to pay them. And maybe I'm wrong. Again, I've been here 50 years. I've owned a home for 40 some odd years, whatever. Has the tax law, and I don't even know, has the tax law changed in that 40 years since then, or has it always been the same?
Well, it's
It has.
interesting because the original Save Our Homes, which they called it at the time, was basically to stop runaway taxes because the millage rates are based on property values, and property values when they went up. And this was in the, when was it? In the, like the 80s?
I thought it was
Mid-80s?
94, but I
Oh,
might be
mid-90s
wrong.
even. Yeah, I think it's maybe mid-80s.
Maybe it was the
But the
80s.
initial one allowed for the homestead exemptions in the first place, right? That's where the $50,000 exemption come from. So Florida specifically did go through this cycle of saying, wait a second, property taxes are going crazy. We need to be able to save our homes from these excessive property taxes, which is the language they're using right now. But they did it before, and that's why you have your existing exemption. So now they want to take it a step further. The question, though, is if you eliminate a huge amount of income for the municipalities, what are they going to do? They're going to either get more income or they got to cut the budgets.
Didn't they go from 25 to 50 at one point?
So let me ask you this. So in other words, if they do this, it's just going to be more government involvement, right? Am I right? There's going to be, because it's going to be a big tax thing. It's going to be more government involvement, isn't it?
There will be more state involvement in your local budget decision making for sure, right?
Yep.
Because you're shifting revenues away from the municipalities, the local municipalities, and they're going to have to go to the state for some of these shortfalls or whatever it is. And so we're going to have Tallahassee essentially kind of dictating certain local programs, which, I don't think anybody really wants that.
But
on
No,
our
no,
side.
especially in certain counties. Like certain counties are like, look, we are very different than Florida. Like Florida is one of those unique states where you have to, if you live in South Florida, you have to go north to get south. Like they're very different states, South and North Florida.
Yeah.
And the way they want to do things in Lee County are going to be very different than the way they want to do things in Broward County. And again, that local municipality and control is part of that community standard that's been established. And if you want to maintain that, then you need to maintain that. And if you're like, well, let's just go to the Florida standard, well, then you wipe it away and you let them decide. And that's the crossroads we're at.
Yeah, and Pepe, when you were saying, did it really change that much? This is the one thing that, for the people that want to eliminate or change the tax structure somehow, this part drives me crazy. I got a buyer that wants to buy a house. We looked at one. I'm using this one as an example because it's just so stunning. He wanted to buy a house in the acreage. He had a hard time because of his budget. So we were looking for houses that had that would meet his mortgage requirement and the price, which was really tough for this person. He found one. He was all excited, called me up, said that he could afford the house. He wanted to go look at it. It was $3,800 a year that the seller was paying for their property taxes. Now, when the new buyer bought that house, he was going to have to pay $9,800 a year, which is $500 a month more in the tax bill. So now he can't buy that house, right? He was blocked out from buying the house. He couldn't afford it. And I feel like that's, to me, is where the big gap is. And they got to do something for those buyers.
They could fix that without eliminating.
Well, I
big
told
chunk
you
of
my
property
idea
taxes.
on that. You guys hated that idea, but my idea is that if you're buying a house that's already been homesteaded and you're moving in with the intent to homestead, that you should get basically the same tax bill that other person is paying, because it doesn't affect government's operations, because they were operating okay with the $3,800 a year on that house.
I don't
They
know-
don't
I
need the
have no issue with that.
93. What do you?
I'd have no issue with that. I think that'd be. Let's do
sorry?
that.
I'm sorry.
I'd have no issue with that.
No,
Let's
you
do that.
did. You did when I brought it up. You guys didn't like the idea.
Interesting.
But I just would like to see where that shock from one homeowner to the next homeowner goes away somewhat. And then the cap. I feel like the 3% cap that we got now is good. But that's the big thing, Pepe, when you're saying, is there really much difference than I've been here 40 years, owning a home for 40 years, is there much difference? That's the thing I think that's changing the most. And that didn't change because of the tax structure, because the property increased so much. When you bought that house 40 years ago, Pepe, it was $40,000 to $60,000. I'm sure that's what your house was, because that's what my parents paid when they bought in 70 something. Right? Now your house has to be probably worth between $400,000 and $600,000 right now. Right? So that's where the
Yeah,
problem comes in. Is that
Because
part?
the length of time that Pepe has owned his home, he may already be close to zero on his ad valorem taxes, right? So he already has an existing $50,000 exemption. It's possible that his assessed value, because he's had the homestead for, I'm assuming he had it since it started,
Yeah.
and it's been capped at 3%. His assessed value might not be that much over $50,000,
Right.
right? Because he's just had this,
Right,
long-term cap. I don't know maybe it's more than that, but he might be an example where he's just not going to see much change because his assessed value is already way low compared to like the market value of the home.
Sure.
I just feel like we haven't been told enough in order to make an informed decision on this right now.
I've got major questions about the timing of it. So they've got this thing of like whether you're a Florida resident on January 1st, 2027,
That's going
or
to
if
be
you
thrown out.
or if you own a home January 1st. That's two very big different things because there's essentially a 5-year, at least proposed 5-year kind of escalation on your exemption until you're maxed out. And I've been a Florida resident for approaching 20 years.
Yeah.
Right. If I was just now buying a home, does that mean I'm on the 5-year wait, or am I eligible for the immediate?
Well, you had done
exemption
the
or not?
research earlier because I was asking about that a couple months ago, and you felt like it was
It's vague. Every time I've read it, it's vague whether or not are you a Florida resident versus are you a Florida homeowner?
Right.
Yeah,
They're
one of the
January
reasons
1st.
why I just bought the place I bought for several reasons, but there were two of the big reasons to try to do it right now, other than it was the right house and I could afford it, was that I felt like interest rates are going to increase. I might be wrong about that, but I was like, I want to stave that off if that happens. And number two, was concerned about if they pass this law and I wasn't into a house yet, would I be able to qualify in case that law got passed?
And so the timing worked out for you. It wasn't you didn't like make your decision based on this potential change in the law.
But it's motivating.
Jim
But
is
it did
actually
motivate you.
a very good example of someone who would benefit the most from the change, right? Because you basically are going to be in a property where your next tax bill, not this from November, but the next November, that's going to have the big adjustment. Right, because you're going to go from a home that was perhaps previously homesteaded, everything resets. Your tax bill will be the highest.
It's going to be double
it could
what I'm
be
paying now.
in November of 2027.
Right.
And so you are one where it's like, well, I want the biggest homestead possible. I want the $250,000 exemption ASAP.
Sure.
Right? You'll have 150, then it'll be
250, right?
250 or something.
then
Yeah,
five.
in the third year, something like that. So you are a good example of someone who would benefit the most. You're going to have the most savings. Pepe is not going to have huge
He's going to have
savings.
the least benefit.
Johnny and I are not going to have huge savings, but it's substantial.
Yeah.
It's thousands of dollars.
Uh-huh.
Something like that. A few $1,000s.
Can I ask you a question? Stupid question. Is it going to benefit us? Is it going to benefit the homeowners, or is it going to be a wash, or is it going to cost us more? And the other thing is, it seems to me if they do it, that means you have to go out and get all your own services. Is that correct?
I think it remains to be seen, but they're not protecting the budget for anybody except for schools. And even if you think that they're protecting the schools' budgets, there's also super vague. But are the schools capped at like, hey, you can't increase your, like we're still funding you 100%, but your budget has to stay in line with what it is this year or last year or something like that. There's some sort of like no room for
Growth.
expanded budgets on the schools. So even though the schools, the one section that's protected, it may not be protected the way that you would want.
And Pepe, I'm sorry that nobody's answering your question directly, but we really don't know. I mean, you're asking great questions, but just answers aren't out there right now for anybody to, definitively decide what's going to happen if this.
And that's the tough part is you're probably if this all clears through, you're going to vote without probably a ton of answers.
Yeah, and what I expect to happen if this is passed, Pepe, is if it did pass, I think that what we're going to see is we get the discounts on the property insurance, and God knows what's going to happen with other increased fees and costs. I mean, who knows what's going to happen with that? Maybe
it's kind of like across the board, you're going to have to operate with a smaller budget, or if that's not possible, and people aren't happy with the results of
You
that,
gotta
then
raise
they're
money.
going to get money
Got
somewhere.
to raise the money somehow.
So to be spread across some other sector.
I think the only thing isn't there verbiage in it right now that says that they can't increase their millage rate. That's probably the only protection, but otherwise that doesn't mean they can't create fees or other aspects to generate revenue another way. I think another aspect too that often gets overlooked and I think is even a little bit more important than the budget side of it is there's another step to this whole process that really doesn't get talked about, and that is it's going to go to 150 to 150, then to 250.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Then there's another step, and that is to an eventual elimination that is going to be up to the legislatures in the future. That is a very open-ended part of this
Right.
that I think people need to take into
Which
consideration.
is,
That's my own personal
they need to
take
do
on it.
something, and it should be like adjusted for inflation. But yeah, it's
And the other thing is that who is controlling the state politics at the time when we get to that third component?
Exactly.
You don't
It's
know if
very
it's going to
open-ended.
be red or blue. You don't know who's going to be there. And if you're worried about that, if you're red or blue and you're worried about the other side controlling that component of the third component of this, that might make you uncomfortable.
This aspect is very, it's built into the Constitution. And I think that what that does, in my opinion, is that leaves it open so it doesn't have to be an amendment then. It can just be adjusted by the legislatures at the time.
Right.
Whether you feel one way or another, I'm going to stay out of the party side of it because I don't care that way. But just the fact that it's open-ended,
Right.
and there's not a definitive on it. If this was just going up and increasing the homestead exemption, I think it should be, at least it's something in my mind as a homeowner, I think is a good idea. We did it in 2006. I just looked it up. That's when we went from 25 to 50. And again, there was school ad valorem and valorem taxes and implications at that time, where obviously we see that didn't kill budgets and destroy everything. But there's when you leave things open like that and changes can be made without our consent that's supposed to be constitutional, that's a bit of an issue.
A lot, yeah,
Or at least in my opinion.
for sure. Peppy, hey, great conversation. Any other questions before we cut you free, friend?
No, I just want to say this. I think if they pass this, it's going to be a freaking mess. That just sounds like it's going to be a big mess.
There's potential. Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
there's a potential
Because
that
again,
could definitely
and
happen.
all we have is questions with very little answers.
Yeah.
So that shows you how potential of a mess that we're left with.
And I really think like if Missouri, which is super red, if Missouri can't, if they just like 83% of the voters,
They were going after income tax.
yeah, but the same thing. It's about taxes and how to deal with it. So everybody complains about taxes,
If
but
this
if
was
you
income
mess
tax,
with
Florida,
their
Florida votes
taxes,
it through in a second.
but if you mess with it, you don't know what's going to happen in the future. A lot of people get, you know what? I'm just going to stick with what I got because the unknown in the future is worse.
Yeah, or just the cynical attitude of like they're going to get it somewhere else. Like I think Missourians probably were like, yeah, okay, yeah, that sounds really good, but you're gonna get it somewhere.
And
else.
here's the other thing that Missouri did on that vote. They totally shut down the state income tax being eliminated, but they voted to keep a sales tax that was approved, that was sunsetting, and they extended it. The vote at the same time they said no changes to the state income tax. They kept the sales tax for parks and environmental stuff,
Okay,
and they kept that. So they were like,
we're okay.
So the residents like weren't just knee-jerk reactions saying no or yes to everything. They were looking at everything individual, and they said, "Hey, I want to keep the state income tax because I don't know what's going to happen." But
do they require a 60% threshold like we do for amendments in our state?
yes, and but here was the other thing that didn't pass over there. They had an amendment.
It might have been one of those things where it's just like, the majority wanted it, but it didn't pass.
Well, there actually was another amendment where they were trying to make it where they only have like 8 districts because the state's small. They only have like 8 districts, and that all 8's 2/3 of all the districts have to approve something to be changed. So you couldn't have like 5 of the 5 of the 8 districts vote in
gotta be
favor or something,
unanimous.
it has to be unanimous with the supermajority vote. That was
So
shot
that's-
down.
That's hard to.
And they shot that down.
Yeah,
They were like, no, I don't
that's
want that. So
impossible.
the Missouri voters were like making as informed decisions as they could as to what they thought was yes or no. And it wasn't knee-jerk, straight down ballot voting, just yes, 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 or no, no, no. So they looked at everything individually. I think that's what Florida's going to do. I think in the end that people, because they don't have enough answers, are going to say, I don't want to do it because I don't know what the future is going to hold if we do this. It sounds like a good idea, but the potential of what could happen afterwards.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong. I mean, people could vote for it. I don't know.
We will find out
We're
if
gonna
we get a
find
chance. If they get the verbiage cleared and get it on the ballot.
Yep. Let me just.
Peppy, thank you very much.
Yeah,
Have
thank
a
you,
great
Peppy.
weekend. Appreciate your support.
Thanks, man. Okay. Let me see.
Florida Talk Real Estate is .com. You're on Facebook, on YouTube. Consume away, share, and like. You can change lives, including your very own with the pros of Florida Talk Real Estate.
Well, I didn't get to
Can share
talk.
it.
I didn't get to talk about what everything I wanted to talk about today because I knew that quiz thing was going to take too long. So next week we are going to talk about why so many properties in South Florida aren't selling. Here's the little teaser for that next week. How many homes? I was saying it before that about 25% of the homes that are put on the MLS here, which is the multiple listing service,
Don't sell.
don't sell. They go expired or canceled or taken off the market, right? Just give up,
Not
not
selling.
sell it.
Okay.
They put it on the market so they wanted to sell them, then they changed their mind or couldn't get it sold.
And you're saying you thought 25% was a
I thought
number.
25% was about, I used to say about a quarter of all the homes don't sell.
What's your stats, your personal stats?
Oh, me?
Yeah. Or your team or whatever.
I
Since
couldn't,
your entire
way
career.
less than 25%. I mean, way less than 25%.
You used to talk a long time. How many expired listings did you have, Johnny? It was always like single digit, low single digit.
I've only
in a
really
year.
had one. I've really only had one expired listing in the last 18 months, and I'm a top agent, so I sell a lot of properties. But, however, because I don't want to sound like I'm beating my chest. That being said, there were a couple of the properties I have that I had to extend the listing because it didn't sell in the time.
Okay.
For example, like the property up in Colonnades. This property is still available, still an awesome opportunity for somebody, but we haven't sold that property and I had to extend the listing. So I've had a couple where I extended the listing, and that's almost like cheating in a way in my mind because
It would have
been expired if the people didn't re-up with me. But most of the houses that I have, I usually have like a 98% if you
You
sign
list
with
it, you're
me,
selling.
you have a 98% chance of selling it.
Is that
or
because
better.
you forced them in part of the contract? You're like, listen, if we at this amount of days,
I have this guy Guido that comes over and makes things right if they don't do what I want them to do.
yeah.
So we're gonna lower this asking price, right?
Yes.
Or it's like
So-
those these people who are selling and buying, and they look at these bridge loan options. Jim, there's a couple
Mm-hmm.
popular ones, but one of the clauses there is like, hey, if you don't sell your home in time, we're going to buy it from you. It's like a guaranteed purchase. Well, they don't tell you, or maybe they do tell you, but very late in the process, we're buying your home at like 80%
Well,
of the
if you
market
ever
value.
if you
right?
ever sign up with one of those realtors that does that, do me a favor, call me up, and I'll buy it for $1,000 more than that they're
Oh,
offering.
$1. Come on,
Yeah,
do
$1. I'm trying to be
more.
nice, right? Yeah, I'll pay $1 more than what they're offering because what they're offering is so low. I don't even need to know. I know that I can make money if I bought your house, Mike, at
Okay.
the price that realtor was going to buy it from you.
I like that.
And I can go sell it to somebody else and just flip it because
Cool.
at that time you could just flip the property.
That's
at
right.
that
We'll
point.
price is right.
Yeah. But I wanted, so what percentage of the homes on the MLS down here in South Florida, 45,000 homes for sale right now? What percentage of those homes are not going to sell according to the stats right now? And this is townhome, single family home, and all types of properties, not just single family home.
Well, I don't know why.
Percentage wise,
Yeah, because it's a very surprising number.
Oh,
I'll say 20.
Well, I was thinking more like 40 or 50.
I wasn't getting to
Yeah.
40, but I was thinking like mid 30s, 35. But Jim says it's surprising. So 55%.
Yeah, that's
44 point something percent, so almost 45%. Think about that. 45% of the houses that are put on the market don't sell, and sellers don't know that. Can you imagine if you were putting your house on the market and nobody told you? hey, you know, there's basically a 50-50 chance that your house is going to sell. Isn't
Seems
that
like
crazy?
something you could bring into your listing appointments,
Crazy.
and it's
Oh,
not
yeah.
like not like the whole market, but you say, hey, listen, in your neighborhood, I actually checked it out. You know, 30% of the homes that are listed in your neighborhood don't sell, and here's why.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about that next week. So we're going to talk about that stat and find out why houses don't sell. I'm a top agent that doesn't have a lot of expired listings, so I'm going to tell you why the houses don't sell, why your house isn't selling, or why it didn't sell, and maybe why you should put it back on the market and get it sold this time.
Yeah, because it's probably something you can fix, right?
It's fixable.
Yeah.
What do I say? One of my scripts is when I call expired listings is I specialize in houses that didn't sell the first time. You know what I mean? Because I can get it sold.
Yeah, I mean, from advertising to price point to everything in between. Lots to get into. What were you going to say, Jimothy?
I was going to say the reason why it's not selling is because you didn't call the pros pro right here at Jim DePola.
Well, that's
why
one of the
it didn't
reasons.
sell.
Yeah, it might be a glaring
It's
reason.
probably in the top something list.
Yeah,
Top
for
10,
sure.
20, yeah.
You know, all the above.
We had a couple more people sign up for the raffle.
Good.
So
Go on FloridaTalkRealEstate.com if you're interested in getting involved with the raffle. You're going to get an email. If you go to FloridaTalkRealEstate.com, click the contact page, put your name and email address in. You have to do this weekend. The email blast goes out Monday. In that email will be an opportunity for you to take a survey. First 25 people that will, they're going to get a Florida Talk Real Estate tumbler. And everybody that takes that survey will be in the running for a $100 Amazon gift card. Again, you got to sign up this weekend. FloridaTalkRealEstate.com, contact page, name and email address. You'll get that email on Monday. Take your time. Do well on the survey, but get in the running. But don't take your time if you want that tumbler. First 25 to respond.
Yes.
Get a tumbler. FloridaTalkRealEstate.com. Know it, use it, love it, share it on Facebook, on YouTube. Hit the share and like button. You can absolutely change lives, including your very own. Yes. If you're buying a home, selling a home, stuck with a home, or you don't know what to do, and you need professional guidance on anything that touches the world of real estate, Florida Talk Real Estate is for you. You get access to like Mike Rao, the mortgage guy from the mortgage firm. Great to have you with us on this Saturday, and have a great weekend.
You too. Thanks, everybody. Good to be back after a week break.
Always appreciate you. Hope you had a nice week off.
thank you, Mike.
And Jimmy D, that's our fearless leader, 14 years now. I've told you he runs a top producing Keller Williams team. It's the Florida Home Pros team. You got access at FloridaTalkRealEstate.com. Have a great weekend, and happy birthday to Mama.
Thank you so much. Happy birthday, Mom. And see you, Juan and Saray. I'll see you in just a little bit. I'm going to go and see if we can sell a house.
Excellent. Thank you for being with us on a Saturday. We'll be back next Saturday. Knock out a couple hours of infotainment. Jimothy, thanks for everything you do, and I hope you have an excellent weekend.
You as well, Johnny. Thank you so much. Have a great day, guys.
Appreciate you. Greek's running around. He was going to join me. We'll squeeze out some sports here in the next couple hours. Invite you to stick around, and we'll see you next Saturday. Florida Talk Real Estate, 2 hours of infotainment right here on Real Radio.